people in here already. I forgot my good glasses, of course, so I'm going to wear stupid glasses tonight. I'll wait for a few people to come on in. Let's see who's in here. Hello, people. It's time for press conference. What's up, people? Let's see who's awake. I kind of hope you guys are sleeping. I hope you guys are getting good sleep. I have a feeling there's going to be some people awake. Hello, people. Beautiful people. Are you sleeping? Oh, wow, it just jumped. That's so strange. What's up, Cuts? What's up, Drifter? What's up, Good SP? What's up? Spelljammer. Party Zone. Yes. We'll see if I get swatted here. You're awake. Why are you awake? You should be getting good sleep. What's up, guys? Hey, how you doing? Some young Gia. Did I say that right? Let's see. A messy day. Yeah, it's weird. I went, to work again, and I hear that it's another boring weekend. I don't really know what to talk about. What up, Scott H? It's like every time I go away on the weekend, nothing happens, So I guess we'll just talk about, trivial things. Did anything happen today? I heard it, people just had a good day at the beach. It's very boring, exactly. It's another boring week. Another boring weekend. Very slow news week. Good SP, what's up? So, I did title this press conference. So I guess I do have to talk about a few things. I was watching the Puff Daddy news. That's what I was watching in between my jobs. And hung out. Who was badass? Oh, cool. Yeah, Jay Denver. Oh, yeah, he is badass. I love him. Eventless day. I mean, yeah, not much has been going on. It's good that, once again, I'm not in it at all. Jay and Tori together. Oh, yeah. Oh, shut up. Really? Purple Viking, really? For real? Iran's president died in a plane crash? Holy shit. I actually didn't know that. No one got swatted. That's good. Tell chasing a girl. Oh, my God. Okay, you guys. This morning, I actually was going to talk about Diddy. I never thought I would, talk about that kind of sort of thing. But when I saw that video of him apologizing, that kind of triggered me. The apology triggered me. And then I'm like, you know what? This is exactly in the same kind of line of what we're doing, like going out and, trying to expose people that protect, rapists and talk about SA and all this shit, right? And the apology thing just showed, it's like so much manipulation from teams and powerful people, not just Diddy, but his team around him to cover up shit, right? And that apology was obviously we knew he was going to do that. It's like a PR move. It's just him, doing a PR move, trying to get in front of the story because he didn't get in front of it, but yeah, it just triggered me more manipulations. And I think about the victims of Danny Masterson, and I think about Cassie, and I think about I have people talk shit on me on this platform, and it doesn't always feel that great. Oh, what? Oh, Jay-Z. Okay. Jay-Z. Yeah, I've been hearing that. No, it's really not even worth my energy. And, I addressed the Zach thing in the most gentle way that I could. Like, was it a week and a half ago or something, 2 weeks ago? And I did it as politely as I could. And I was going to be like, that's it. Right. But there was interesting things that happened this weekend that before tonight even happened, I was already talking to a few friends that I was going to maybe address a few other things regarding that. And the reason was it came to my attention like, okay, so a few of my friends will send me pics or clips if they think that it's important. And they know that I have a lot of headaches in my other world jobs, and they know that it will like mess up my day if or fuck up my mood if I just hear like, oh my God, he said this or she said that. It's not worth my time, right? So they know better not to send me dumb shit. But so when they do send me something, I know it's like, oh shit, I got to look at this, because they also know that if people are talking shit on me, like really bad, not just like silly jokes, or people are saying something that they know that even though it would bum me out, I still want to know, because I don't want to be an asshole or a punk or a fool and like be like, hey, what's up? Thinking they're my friend or whatever like that, like so they know to only send me the important things. And over the course of the weekend, they said, some chats were talking shit, mad shit about me, saying that I fucked Zach, saying like, just all this mad shit. And, my experience thus far has been most people figured out that Zach's full of it, right? Yeah, it's just more like I literally, when I addressed this a week and a half ago, I literally said this would have been a big bummer if you guys didn't figure it out. But I never said a word about this shit, and it's been going on longer than anybody knows. And there's stuff that people don't even know, and I'm gonna address it tonight. So get your fucking cognac. And I'm not doing it to be mean or bullying. This is kind of uncomfortable for me, and I wasn't gonna bring it up, but there's a few reasons why I was, even before tonight happened, and I'll explain. So yeah, right. But I thought nobody believed. I was like so touched when I saw everybody's response of saying that was bullshit, that he's not in a relationship with me, in people's chats, in different chats. I was so touched by that. I even screenshotted different people like Jam and a few other people, because I was like, oh my God, I didn't even say anything and they figured it out. And he's been on every platform trying to, in every way. He put his videos on private, a lot of the videos where he did that, and he erased a lot of the evidence after I spoke out last week. Like, he had it in his Substack, he had it in his community post, but then he deleted it. And I'll get to all that. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that, White Snake. And this is like, he had a meltdown. Well, yeah. That was pretty shocking. I was shocked that he without missing a beat, blamed Jessica, DOA, and Streets. Like, he had it in his back pocket. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like he was confused. Like, it was like weird how he was already ready to say it, Did anybody notice that? Jiminy Muffins. A lot of people think my rejecting Zach put him on a spiral. But I can promise you, I mean, maybe it triggered something, but I can promise you Zach was the way he was before ever meeting me, And I've been down this kind of road before with other people in a much worse situation, and it really has nothing to do with me or the girl. You know what I mean? On a deeper level, it has, I will be forgotten at the next girl, and I'm sure there was a girl before me with this kind of pathological thing, in my opinion. But anyways, so I'm gonna read your messages, but I have a problem with like focusing, and I'm always I can never finish. So I'll spit it out real quick, and then I'm gonna go over all your stuff. So basically, like, my friends sent me a few things, and I had so many like unrelated like headaches, like family drama. I was like not even trying to look at it. And but it was basically like some other chats were like, I don't know, just talking mad shit about me, just talking mad shit, right? Now the chats that I saw, exactly, Scott H, exactly. Um, and Zach has told me before that he's been accused of harassment. I'm going to get to all of it. Oh, I love you too. I love you too, Bailey. Yeah, I'm going to get to. I have screenshot. I have everything. I got receipts. I got all of that. And I didn't want to do all this. It was unnecessary. I'm not trying to, like, this is not like some fun thing for me. So, you know, he, so basically my friends like sent me some stuff saying these chats were like talking shit. And I was kind of like, oh, great. And I'm like, well, a couple weeks ago, I was really touched that the chats that I saw, and most of the people figured it out before I even said anything. They knew, they kind of figured it out, by his own actions and personality and all that. And then I addressed it to get off my chest in the nicest way. But what I've learned about streaming, and I still don't know much, but what I've learned is people forget. People forget very quickly. And you could be someone that's totally caught in a bunch of bullshit and everybody knows it. And then a week later, 2 weeks later, you start a different narrative and you start to rewrite history and people start to forget. And this is what was interesting because of this new chat. She called. Oh, whoa. Okay. So I'm totally okay. I'm totally okay. Thank you for asking. I felt sorry from, so this, okay, oh my gosh, okay, it's so funny that we're going to be finishing each other's sentences, I promise you. Okay, so when this new chat came about, I thought, okay, well, Zach's been gaining a lot of sympathy. Zach's been rewriting maybe history or the narrative, and now maybe, he's like put himself in this like, like victim. I don't, I'm not trying to be mean, but I did notice a shift. And maybe that's why the chat recently, somebody's chat was like, they were talking shit. And also, he keeps this mystery alive. He basically, Substack still, he's still doing his thing. Up until like a week and a half ago, he was still writing, I had a relationship with, we in LA or whatever. So I'm like, all right, so he's responsible for creating this facade, and it's still going on. And I'm like, oh God, I thought we were past this, and now I have people talking shit about me, forgetting, and he's still keeping this shit narrative alive. And he had emailed me, and there was some disturbing shit in it. That's what I thought, D-Don. That's what I thought. Maybe a covert, or there is some grandiose behavior too, but I'm not a doctor. I thought maybe BPD too, but I can't diagnose them or whatever. I'm not a doctor, but I did think that. Good evening, Sassafras. Good evening. So I'm glad some of the streamers are in here. This is very interesting because, so basically, like when my friends showed me that, and then I still was going to ignore it. The shift for me was I saw DOA, respond after that fucking Zero Dark Tony bullshit and Zach going on his stream. And how long ago? Oh, I don't. I'll totally answer your questions. I'm gonna spit this out and I'll start answering. I promise. I'm sorry. I have like massive ADHD. That's actually what the doctor says. I didn't make that up. Yes, he switched. Yeah. So basically, see, that's a problem. My brain. I don't know why. I have like sensory overload. I'm looking around, hoping I don't get swatted. Could you imagine? Okay. I won't blame him. Just kidding. So the switch for me was like, oh wait, okay. With DOA is my hero. I love him, and he's innocent. I admired that he was going to interview Zach and give him a chance. That's a good person. And I feel bad that DOA is always targeted. And like, I saw that thumbnail, that piece of shit, what he did, like talking shit. That is not a good feeling. That's fucked up. Here, this guy is like out here in the world, trying to make change and do something good, and he has to put up with like so much of this shit, right? And I was watching him respond to Zach, and I understood like all his frustrations, and when he said I was going to interview him, I didn't blame him. I thought that I admired that he is his leadership qualities. He does what he feels, and I totally agree with that. But then I realized that my silence of certain things created probably that space. Like maybe if I was more like I spoke out more, right? So I'm always in this like dilemma. I was talking to some friends earlier today. I'm always feel like in this dilemma of I don't want to look like a shit talker. I don't want to look like I don't want to take away from protests. I don't want to get involved, to get sucked into this drama. It's fucking so beneath me. It doesn't even reach the bottom of my goddamn feet, right? And it's a bad vibe. But when shit gets too hectic, then you have to address it, because then people think, they can just run all over you and lie on you, right? And finding those battles, like picking those battles, thank you guys. So oh, here we go. Shout out to my mods. All right. Yeah, and I always stuck up for I always like tried to look like be nice to Zach, and look like he's cool, and I didn't want anybody to make fun of him. And even when he was kind of like saying that dumb shit, I don't know what happened to my brain. Like I was confused too. I was kind of like, well, he doesn't know. And now I realize what's going on. I know. I knew he would do that too. I knew he would delete everything. So when I saw DOA speak out, and I thought, side note, I thought I did not want that to happen to DOA. I did not want him to be slandered like that. But obviously that's terrible. Zach told on himself by going on that show once again. And I thought that was divine intervention, because I thought, oh, thank God, thank God he didn't get platformed to look like a victim. And I know Zach's probably watching this now. That's fine. I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but Zach, it's so annoying to hear him constantly say, people need to take accountability. I'm about ethics, honesty, and truth, and people shouldn't be sexualized. And we're out here trying to do that. And meanwhile, he created this rumor, which is considered sexual harassment. And he has, purposely did it. He purposely did it. I'm completely convinced of that by his words and actions. And he needs to take accountability. If at any point he would have taken accountability, I wouldn't be here sitting here like this. So, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. No, it's not true. It's not true. I have never held hands with Zach. I have never had been alone with Zach. Every single time I have been with Zach, it's been on stream, with the exception of Mindy's barbecue, where Mindy's like, no streaming tonight, but people were recording. And I kind of thought about that, because they were recording little videos and performances. We were all in a huge group. Tori Magoo was there, Laura, D-Way, everybody. So imagine, like, no, and I mentioned this, thank you, 86 GOP. I mentioned this, like, I don't know, was it 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago, when I nicely, I addressed this nicely for the first time. Okay. So yesterday, when I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about I never said much. I only addressed this once in the most polite way. And this probably created a space for people not to really realize his personality. But at the same time, I was not trying to look like I'm talking bad about other streamers. I was still kind of like confused why he's doing this. I addressed him off stream. We've had 3 phone conversations, all in which were me asking him, why do you keep implying we're together? Why do you keep doing that? Otherwise, we never even talked on the phone. We've never had like phone conversations. He would text me. I mentioned all this 2 weeks ago. So when okay, I'm not good with dates, but you remember? I mean, everyone fucking remembers the night, whatever muffin night, right? When was the muffin night? How long ago was the muffin night? Was it 5, 6 weeks ago? Was that like a 5? Like, when was the night? Like the whole parking ticket and the muffin thing, right? I don't know how I can never. I don't have a good sense of time in my head. That's like 5 or 6 weeks ago. Was it only 3 weeks ago? Well, I know it was at least a month ago because I saw uh like 4 weeks ago. Okay. So, and do you remember right after the muffin thing? He went to the barbecue at the Blue. I wasn't there, and where there was the help sign in the window. And Zach showed up upset, and everybody thought he was really upset about maybe the teasing he got from the muffin. And he kind of ignored the help sign in the window, and everybody was like giving him shit, like, why aren't you paying attention? Okay, you remember that, right? And Zach kind of showed up on fire. He showed up on angry, and everybody thought, like, oh my gosh, well, maybe we went too far teasing him, why is he like showing up like, okay. And he dwelled on people need to learn. That's when he first started. People need to learn. I'm going to tell you a secret. That was not because of the muffin. The first time I addressed Zach was right before he showed up to that barbecue, and he did not respond well. I politely off stream asked him to call me. He was, I guess, hiking or something. And he never, we've never talked on the phone before. Would text me his links and little things, daily. He would text me little things daily. But right. And I remember watching it and going, oh my God, like, like everybody was confused why he was like so upset. Anyway, so sorry, I got distracted by some comments. So basically, and the reason why he was so mad when he showed up and on fire and saying people need to learn, I asked him to call me because I had, my friends were texting me. One friend that barely knows anything about streaming, but she kind of started watching a little bit, and she's like, "Are you in a relationship with Zach?" And I. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Ganja, are any of my mods in here? Or I'll erase him, ban him. So I said, basically, like, my friend's like, are you in a relationship with Zach? I'm like, no, no, no. And they're like, well, you need to see some of these clips, how he's answering people when they ask him. And I was like, oh, I don't need to see it. That's what people do. You stand next to a guy and they always like chat always talks. They're like, no, no, no. You really need to see the way he responds. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. And they know not to like send me stuff, right? Unless it's for real. So, that's a good one. That's good. Fuck you. I love it. I love it. How do I do that? Confident Chris Finger. I will mod you. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. Why don't I still know how to do that? I think I did it once. In the beginning, all the streamers were teasing, but they didn't know that Zach was crazy. This was the beginning. It was innocent. People were playing. It's fine. I was most concerned. I wasn't even like blaming like chat when they would say shit, because that's what chat does, right? I mean, it's not like that didn't happen with other males that I stand next to. But the difference with this situation is that they sent me clips, and one of them was like, oh, hey, how was your, like, they were teasing him, like, how was your date last night? And he's like, good. My date was good. And then, and then they're like, and then he's like, he started saying stuff like, oh, I don't want to talk about, he's like, tune into my stream if you want to see how my date was. Or, I'm not sure if it really was a date or not, but tune into my stream and I don't want to talk about it. Shh, I don't talk about my love life. Shh. And this was like, a lot. He was doing it a lot. And I had no idea. So I asked him to please call me. Um, and, so, yeah, if you want to show me how to do it. Um, yeah. Are my mods in here? um, I guess I could probably just hold on, tap the name of the person in the chat. Okay, option to and it will give me options to mod them. Hey, Pinchy. Okay. So I just tap on his thing. I'm so stupid. Why don't I know this? Add as a moderator. Thank you. That was easy. Do I do standard managing? Okay. Okay. All right, confident Chris Finger. Pinchy, you want me to make you a mod, Pinchy? I'm gonna do it. You don't. If you're busy or tired, you don't have to do anything. I appreciate your support. Just hanging out. Add as a moderator. Wait, is that the real Pinchy? Hold on. I'll just believe anything. Hold on, let me look. That's the real Pinchy, right? Okay, maybe I'll wait to make sure. I love Pinchy, but I realize people. My rules. Thank you so much. Thank you. My rules is like, I don't know what my fucking rules. I guess constructive criticism is fine. But if they're just trolling, they're just being like, a dick. Ban them for life. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Ban them for life. I don't care. Time them out. I don't care. I trust your judgment. So, but that zero dark guy, fucking ban. So basically, oh my God, my brain, what was I saying? Okay. So basically, what was I saying? Holy shit, this is a problem with me. So that was like at least 4 weeks ago. I think a little longer, but at least 4 weeks ago. So he showed up to that barbecue on fire because basically our conversation went not that great. And it was super uncomfortable for me, but I asked him to call me, and I think he knew, like, I could, like, me and my friend were like, oh my gosh, because I'm like, can you please call me? I got to talk to you about something. And I think he was scared. I think he knew. He was like, oh shit, I got caught. So he's like, he was hiking, and then he called me, and I basically told him, it was funny. Jessica, do you want to cut? Let's see. Do you want to? I really do. Jessica, thank you for getting my back. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. That'd be helpful. Oh, thank you. So basically, he was answering like this. I asked him to call me. It felt like he was kind of scared. I know that's weird to say I felt that, but he usually would have responded to me right away in a text, but he was kind of like waiting. And then when I talked to him, I could feel like he was hesitant, and I said, hey, and I tried to address it. I'm like, it came to my attention, people are sending me like clips and videos that, I understand like chat and people tease that, because we're standing next to each other, whatever, that we're in a relationship. I understand that's what they do, but your response was really like, it kind of took me back, and I told him his response, and he got really upset, like, and I was going so easy too with it, and he was like, that's harassment, people, and they're OSA, and people are harassing you, and who emailed you clips? And I'm like, hold on. I'm like, it's by friends, and there's several of them, and calm down. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm mad at you. I'm not saying, any of this. Like, I'm not saying, I know you got my back during the chase. I wanted to address this off stream because, I knew he was doing it to look like the man, but I was also giving him the benefit of the doubt that he was just kind of caught up in something and he didn't realize how big of a deal it was. So, but he got really defensive and he blamed everybody else, right? He's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything bad. And like, he just, I mean, it was so much. It was so much. Like, and I kept trying to calm him down. And he's like, people are going to learn. And I'm going to the blue building now. And I was like, oh, no. Yeah, you're right. And I'm like, oh, no, don't do that. So I can't, we had a couple phone conversations. That was the first one. So I really specifically told him, in the future, if people in the chat ask you if we're together, why don't you just ignore it? I didn't like force him to give him some statement. And then he's like, I don't feel the need to give a statement. And someone wait. Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I thought that was Jessica. Okay, remember. So I said, and I gave him every scenario so he could not pretend that he didn't know. There was no gray area. There was no miscommunication. I literally specifically said, I told him to calm down and to let me speak. And my friend was sitting there listening, okay? Because I told her I don't want to get heated. My trigger is when people try to manipulate or deflect, So my friend was like, okay, I'm not going to let you get too heated. So I was calm and I said, when he started to like deflect, I said, listen, if I was standing next to DOA or Streets or one of these guys and chat was like doing what they do, oh, were you with him? Da, da, da. And I walked away and said, oh, I don't talk about my private life. I don't, shh. I go, everyone would think that I was manipulative, misleading, an opportunist, and rightfully so. And I know better not to do that. And I said, I started to get a little heated because he was deflecting. And I said, my friends, thought you were awesome. You got my back during the chase. But they don't think this is cool. Girls don't like this. I don't think anybody does. And they think it's exploiting. And when I said the word exploiting, whoa! It was like it was like I accused him of something crazy, right? And he's like, I don't exploit. I'm a good guy. I didn't do anything wrong. And I said, okay, I know you're a good guy. And then I had to calm him down. And then he started saying things like, oh, guys. He started saying shit like, he got really upset. And I even knew to like kind of be quiet. Like, this is way upset for the chillness I had in the beginning, but he like got upset and defensive. And I clearly triggered something. And in between this what I told you we were talking about, he's saying things like, I should have put the brakes on it. I should have put the brakes on it when I knew you liked me. And I was like, whoa. Come again, crazy motherfucking pants. Come again. And he's like, I should have put the brakes on, or he said something like that. I said, excuse me? And then, what do you mean? And then he started, oh, it's going to get worse and worse. So get your cognac ready. You thought earlier, earlier was crazy. Earlier was so crazy. I couldn't believe that shit. But I can, kind of, but I can't. So he started saying, and then he's like, do you like me? We're not a match anyways. He's like, I like you, but I don't like you. Like, it was going back and forth. And then I was looking at my friend and I was going to tell him the same thing that I've told everybody that's asked me. I was going to say, listen, Zach, quite a while ago, before I ever started protesting, I decided I was going to be single for a while, heal from different things. And, I made a promise to myself this year, which is the truth, which I'll get to. But as I started to say it, he was so like emotional, and I knew it wasn't the right time. And he kept blaming others and like getting off topic. So I said, Zach, I'm going to address that. I'm going to address whatever you think I feel or think. We're going to have that as one conversation. But first, right now, because I realize he deflects a lot. And I've come to understand this is a strategic, intentional, purposeful thing. At the time, I wasn't sure, but I've come to understand that, and I'll explain. I said, right now, I will address that. But I go, that is irrelevant from what I'm saying to you right now. Right now, I'm saying that you are implying we're together. And I know maybe you got caught up. I know people might have asked you, in person about this, and you can't just sit silent like you could on a chat, even though he has never once sat silent on a chat. He's always made statements. He says, between his statements, he goes, I don't want to make a statement and I'm not going to talk about this. And then he talks about not talking about it. And then he continuously makes statements and in hopes that the moments when he says, I'm not going to make a statement will kind of manipulate or confuse the people. It doesn't confuse me. I know what he's doing. So I told him, we'll talk about that separate. But right now, can you just do me a favor so people stop teasing me because you're blowing up my chat? I can't even show up to a fucking goddamn stream and stand next to you, or to a protest, and stand next to you on stream because everybody has it's just like, because you're blowing it up. You're blowing it up. You're making this big. Only you are making this big. Just do me a favor and stop doing it. So then, he then said, oh God, he said something so crazy to me. Okay, you guys. He says, when he started to say, I think at that point, I'm always going to put the brakes on it when you liked me. He used the word brakes on it. And I go, what do you think that I like you as a friend? And he goes, you came on to me or propositioned me at Mindy's barbecue. I'm sorry. Say the fuck, what the fuck did you just tell me? And I said that I got real. That's when I got heated. I said, come again, crazy pants? What the fuck? Or what are you fucking saying? You know who you're talking to, right? Do you think are you in a psychosis? And then he said, yeah, you made a joke about getting laid. I'm like, first of all, Mindy's barbecue, we're in a group of people. DOA's to my left, Zach's to my right. I make inappropriate jokes all the time, and I certainly usually don't use the word laid. I would be like, who's getting fucked? Because I'm way more inappropriate. So that was the first. Don't lessen my inappropriateness, okay? Second of all, it was so bizarre to me. I don't even remember making any joke like that. I make jokes all the time in front of groups of people. But it was so bizarre to me. And I said, excuse me, are you implying that I came on to you and I said you're going to get laid with me? And then he kind of backpedaled. He's like, no. He's like, you made a joke like this. I go, but you're saying that I said that you're going to get laid with me? Is that what you're fucking telling me right now? And he's like, no. I go, you think that I'm a promiscuous girl and that I'm going to proposition you to get laid with me? Are you fucking out of your goddamn mind? I'm like, I'm in a group of people making jokes. And then he kind of backpedaled. He's like, no, I didn't say that. I don't think you're promiscuous. I never thought about that. I'm not promiscuous either. And then he went into his history, which I'm not going to go there because that would just be mean. But I'm just kind of giving you the vibe of how erratic it was, right? And he kind of backpedaled. He backpedaled, but he did throw that out there. And I'm mentioning that because we're going to come full circle from what he told me last week, okay? In his email, okay? So I said, yeah, very gross, very gross. So when he kind of backpedaled and he's like, no, I don't think you're promiscuous. I never did that. I thought, and then he's like, and I go, we're in a group of people. Why would you suggest that some fucking joke, which I don't even remember ever saying, but I make jokes all the time. you would think like I'm talking to a group of people, and then you would use that like insane. Like in that moment, I realized something's very, very, very wrong. But then he backpedaled and he immediately went into like a very sad story of his past history with a girlfriend. Like he's like, no, I don't think you're promiscuous, and I'm not promiscuous. And then he started to talk about like a past history, and so it kind of derailed from there. And he was like really sad, and it made me feel kind of bad. Like he pulled some fucking Stockholm syndrome shit on me. No, and then he like, but that's what he does. He like makes you feel kind of bad. And then he's like, I'm tired of heartbreak. I'm tired of heartbreak. He was saying that. And I felt kind of bad. And I was like, it's okay, Zach. You know, you're a really good guy. You are a good guy. I'm not saying you're exploiting, because he kept repeating that. And and I felt bad kind of, but at the same time, oh, it was so uncomfortable. At the same time, I knew it was like this, like, and at the time I thought it was like maybe a kid that was like having problems or something, right? So I said, well, just do me a favor in the future. Can you just not say anything? And or if you insist on saying something, just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. And at that time, he kept saying, I'm not doing anything wrong, and I don't feel the need to give a statement. I don't feel the need to... I can't tell you how many times he would repeat that. And I said, but you are giving a statement. That's the problem. That's the problem. And you're the only one that's giving the statement. And then he'd just be like, I'm not a bad guy, and I'm not, And then he said, I go, Zach, do you feel like you want to like, were you just innocently caught up and you were like trying to, I tried to put it nicely because he was like upset. I don't remember how I put it, but I basically said trying to act like the man, but I didn't say it like that. Like, are you just trying to like save face? Like, you don't want to, like, it's going to look humiliating if you say otherwise. And then he said to me from his lips to God's ears and my ears and my friends, he said, yes, he said that he did not want to look like he was friend zoned, that it was humiliating. And I'm stuttering because I'm actually trying to recall his exact words, because I find it important to like quote, even though it was a while ago. But he was like, he said that, almost exactly, if not exactly. And I said, thank you for telling me that. Thank you. Like, I appreciate that. Thank you for admitting the truth, that you felt it was humiliating, right? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, thank you. And I go, okay, I understand that. And I don't want you to feel that way. I'm not asking you to, at that time, I wasn't even asking him to correct it. I simply said, moving forward, just stay silent and don't do the thing. I don't talk about my love life. I don't discuss who I'm dating. Don't do that thing. So anyways, we got off the phone and he showed up to that barbecue pissed. Like, I was like, oh my God, since that barbecue on fire. He put all his stuff private, but if somebody else has that, if you watch other people's streams, you'll see him. People were confused, I mean, me and my friend were like, oh, no, don't go to the barbecue. Because he was on fire. He was like, and he left the conversation. I tried to calm him down, but he left the conversation with the understanding of, I'm being unfairly harassed, because he wouldn't take accountability. The problem was, I'm being harassed. And he kept repeating, I need to see who's harassing you and all this stuff. I want to see the emails. He even said that last week. I still want to see the emails. I want to investigate that, And I'm like, it's my friends, my friends are, like, he said, basically saying, who's sending these clips? He's like totally bent on who is sending those clips. So he still got off the phone with basically thinking, I'm being harassed, and it's fucking up his world, and he did nothing wrong. Okay. Even though I try to whatever. That's, so he went to the barbecue with that in his mind. So when he showed up at the barbecue, he's like, people are going to need to learn. And right before I got off the phone with them, I said, Zach, because I think he said he was going to the blue building. And I said, Zach, this conversation's between us, you know. And it was like the first minute he was there, he wanted to tell everybody what he was talking about so bad. But because I said this conversation is between us, it's private, he couldn't. So he kept hinting on it. Me and my friends were like, oh no, is he going to get through the night without even spilling this beans? Like, but he got so close to the line. He's like, people are going to need to learn. Women shouldn't be harassed. I'm like, oh, he's right there. He's about to tell him, like, what, he's about to tell him why he's really mad. But, it was really interesting watching that, him trying to, like, deal with it. And he went, just like the parking ticket, he went over it, over it, over it throughout the night. And anyway, so I tried to, and I'm going to read your messages soon, but I tried to, Dalton, I tried to make the cool vibes again, right? I just put in my head that he's, got, some issues and some triggers. And he explained certain things when he explained his past relationship out of nowhere. But I felt bad. I'm like, okay, he's got some sensitive shit. So okay. I had, a soft spot for Zach because he showed up to the chase. And I don't take acts of kindness lightly. I really don't. I have 1,000 flaws, people. I have 1,000 flaws. If I went through them, we'd be here all night. But there's a few good things about me. 1, I'm honest. 2, I have a conscience. 3, I'm a loyal bitch. If I'm down with you, if like you do some act of kindness for me, because I have a lot of problems. Like, I have people that aren't always that kind to me. So when people are like kind to me and they don't need to be, I never forget that shit. And the reverse is true. When people talk shit, I'm like, okay, I see them forever. But I had a soft place for him. That's why I was always like, Zach, because he got my back in that chase. And so after that, with our uncomfortable conversation, I went back to, like, trying to be cool. We're cool. He softened for a very short time his response of people asking about me. Like, he didn't say love life with a smile. Shh. Now the energy was anger. You know what I mean? That's when the shift came from the smile. He literally went shh. I'm not making that up. Now he started to respond, but it was like, we're not talking about other streamers. I don't talk about my private life. So he kind of toned down the love life or the word of romance or the dating, who I'm dating. But his energy was very angry. I'm sure you guys, if you remember his streams a month ago, when anybody mentioned, oh, what's up with we in LA? It was like anger and a OCD of we're need to learn. Like that came from that. So, but then shortly he got back into words like romance. I don't talk about who I'm dating. And then his whole chat was like, yeah, if he wants to date we in LA, and then he wouldn't correct it. He should be able to date whoever he wants. And him's private business dating a romance with we in LA is their business. Like, no, fuck, no. And he would just let that go. He would create it and let that go. All fucking night. I had to watch that shit. And it was in such a manipulative way. I knew what he was doing, but if I would say, you're doing it again, which I did, he would say, no, I'm saying it. He would, what I'm coming to is I've realized he's very strategic. He's not delusional. I mean, if he is, it's in other departments or areas, I don't know. But he's very strategic with him manipulating these kind of situations. He knows, and I'll prove it soon. So he knows what he's doing. And he knows that if he uses certain language, when confronted, he could pretend like a politician, right? Like he should run for office. Like, I didn't say that. He's doing dog whistles. But he is doing it. But then as time went by, he got a little more comfortable to keep this going using those words. And one night, one of my friends couldn't take it anymore. And she got in his chat and she said, basically knocked this fucking shit off. She was like, that's my friend. I know for a fact she's not dating anybody and she's not dating you. So fucking stop trying to imply, stop being manipulative, like basically, and say it the fuck out loud. Say it out loud. And he got really upset. Now, this night was the night, DOA got spit on and attacked, punched in the eye. That was like a couple weeks ago, right? So, when my friend did that, he got really freaked out and upset, and he got off his stream and he called me. And again, for people that just got in here and wondering why I'm bringing this up again, I basically decided yesterday, before today even happened, that I was going to bring it up because some chats were talking like, oh, they're talking mad shit on me, and they were talking like I fucked Zach and I did all this, and it's like, it feels violating. It does. And also, my silence now, I've realized, has created a space for him to rewrite history, and I'm not going to let that happen. So I made that decision. I wasn't going to do it tonight, but I'm going to, and then I decided I would after today. But, so that's why I'm talking about this. I'm not doing it. I don't want anybody to bully him. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I do always have in the back of my mind that he has a mom. He's a human being, but it drives me crazy when he talks like people need to take accountability. He still hasn't. So, I'm going to say it. So anyway, so we flash forward to DOA, the night that he got spit on and, pushed with the chair by those guys, blah, blah, blah. Terrible night. I wasn't there at first, and Zach got off his stream and he called me and he was like, your friend, attacked me or harassed me. And I said, Zach, I already know what my friend said, and I already saw why she said it. And it's you are still fucking doing it again. And I've tried not to say anything. And I've tried to overlook it, but you're still doing it. But he was fired up already, right? And I wasn't as polite as the first time. I wasn't irate, but I wasn't as polite. And, okay, so here's comes things that people don't know. Some of you do, but some of you don't. Oh, and by the way, real quick side note, flashback to that the first time I addressed him, he was like, I'm putting everything on private. I'm putting all my videos on private. I'm like, Zach, I want you to get monetized. I don't want you to put things on private. It's okay. You don't have to do that. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. Like he was like, no, and I'm not going to do this. And then he put all those videos, he wasn't putting stuff on private. That night, the first night I addressed him, when he got really mad before he showed up, right after the muffin incident, that night when I addressed him, he was like, no, I'm going to put all this stuff in private. And then he put the last 2 or 3 weeks of his videos on private that night. And that's why we still can't see them. So now we flash forward to the DOA thing. And he calls me. I wasn't as polite. I said, you're still doing this. And it's disrespectful. I don't remember what I said, but it was I was firm. And he freaked the fuck out. He got really mad. He's like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm a good guy and all this stuff. It was so much, so fast. I'd have to meditate to remember exactly how the convo was rapid fire. And I was already irritated of how he deflects or he's already onto him being manipulative. So I said, no, Zach, you're getting me fired up when you act manipulative. I know what you're doing. You've already admitted to me that you were doing this because you felt humiliated to be put in the friend zone. You already fucking said it. So don't fuck with me. You already said it. Don't try to fucking do this manipulation. And then he got really mad. I can't even remember what he was saying. But I hung up on him. I just didn't want the headache. Then he got in his car. I don't know if you guys remember this. And he started driving really, really, really fast. But I know he does racetology, but this was different. He started driving really fast and unhinged to the point that my friends that don't really care for him now were actually worried. we all knew that this is also a way to get attention and this is also a manipulative thing. But at the same time, it's effective because there's a part in your mind where it's like, for the small chance that he's going to do something to himself intentionally or unintentionally, like, you don't want that to happen, right? So I got in the car. At first, I drove. Well, actually, let me back up. He got off the phone with me and I think he took Solomon home. So he didn't drive crazy right away. And I got in the car and I wasn't streaming, but I drove right when I heard about DOA, and that it was right in that moment. I'm like, fuck this nonsense with Zach. Like, I was so disturbed by what DOA went through. I mean, it really, like, it took every cell in my body not to cry when I saw what, like, them, how they treated DOA that night. And what's going on? Okay. And so I raced down just to show support. I didn't stream, but I showed up. And Zach had left. And I guess he took Solomon home, but he came straight back. I don't know if it was because of me or if he just came back because he wanted to or what. But he looked angry, okay? I stayed to talk to, I think, Streets and Laura for a few minutes. And then I made my way to the car, and when I passed him, I remember he looked really, really angry. His eyes were like really wide, and I went to kind of like, oh, hey, what's up? And I kind of like just like went to like act like I was gonna kind of like give him like a little hug just to show that we're cool, everything's cool, and I'm not trying to like blast him. I don't need to do this. Like, it's not fun for me. I don't need to do all that. I'm talking about it now because of the reasons I mentioned, but and I was going to title this stream, literally was going to title this stream, when is it okay to speak out? And of course, everybody will say anytime, right? But there are times where you don't want to get sucked into unnecessary drama. So like, when do you do that? Anyways, so I feel like now this is the time, but I'm not trying to like do this I wasn't trying at the time to do this on stream or out him or whatever. Which might have been a mistake because it kept this silence going. But so I tried to give him a little bit of like a tiny like half hug, or he did the half hug, but he looked really mad. And then I quickly walked to my car and no, I'm laughing because oh, I it's a stupid detail, but I just remember like Streets was walking in the ahead of me, and I don't want to get stuck there alone in this uncomfortable moment. So I was like, Streets! But I had nothing to tell him, and then I pretended like, but I just really, he has no idea of any of this. I just kind of just wanted to catch up because I didn't want to have any discussion with Zach in that moment. I was like, hey, and then I came up with something to say, but I really just wanted to get to the corner and pretend like I was walking with him. It's so childish, but I'm laughing at that. But anyways, so I went to my car, I went home, and then when I got home, that's when some of my friends were like, we're actually worried about Zach. I'm like, you are? Because they didn't like him. And they're like, yeah, it's probably him being manipulative and wanting attention, but it's going on for a while. And I go, what do you mean? And I guess after I left, he got in his car, and that's when he was driving real crazy, and he got real silent, and he didn't speak. And everybody's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And he went to like some dark alley, and he sat there. Did you guys see that? And he faced the camera away from him, and he sat in the dark alley, but he didn't say a word. He didn't say a word driving. He didn't say a word sitting, which, never happened before. And so it looked really kind of scary, right? Hey, nothing but love. Hey, hey, hey. So this went on for a while, and it was scary. Did you guys see that? Now, this was the video. I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos where he was upset and maybe driving, but this was a certain specific night. And this night, everybody was trying to say, are you okay? Can people figure out the location? Call the cops for a wellness check. This was not when Danny came to visit him. when Danny found him. That was not that night. This is a night that I don't think a lot of people saw. A lot of people saw and that knew, but at that time people weren't watching him, like as much. Like I don't think a lot of people knew about that. You know what I'm talking about? Nothing but love. Okay, so I don't want people to mistake it. It was not the night where Danny found him. This was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And this was when he got very silent and people thought, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And people thought he was hurting himself. And it was scary. This went on for a while. It was bad. Yes. I don't think the other protesters saw this. I don't think anybody knew about this except the people that were watching him a lot at that time. That came from a conversation with me, I guess, or just a break. Exactly. Yeah. So, it's not the night that Danny came and saw him, and it wasn't, this was a whole different night. And this was the night where DOA got spit on and attacked. Yes, exactly. I don't think any of the protesters know about this, because they were streaming, and I don't think they were watching at that time. Shortly after that, I think the Fig happened more, and people started watching. But yeah, it was scary. So I get home, and my own friends that were pissed at Zach were like, all right, we think this is probably for attention, but this has gone on for like 45 minutes to an hour. He drove like crazy, and he's now parked in a dark alley. Everybody's like, Zach, are you okay? We love you. Everybody in his chat was trying to and Zach, up until that point, it seemed like it was really hard for him not to respond to things, but he was being very disciplined. He didn't say a word. I saw comments in there like, did you hear the car door open? Can you hear him breathe? Is he okay? And I started watching, and I thought, maybe, I thought, I always thought he is sincerely suffering. I always thought he is hurting, but but it's a mixed bag. I thought that he's also could possibly be getting attention and manipulative and controlling. People that lose like a control over different things can start to become really manipulative, especially with certain, well, I want to say, I'm not going to diagnose whatever, but, so I was like, I know he probably thought I was watching. So, but I did not want for the small chance that he would hurt himself. Yeah, he was high. Yes, that was like a different day. And then we were like, thank God Zach didn't drive him home. Yeah, that was a different day. This day was, he put it on private, and the only people that saw it were the people that saw it. And he just sat silent, and after driving erratic, and all you could hear is maybe like a little bit of noise, and people didn't know if he was hurting himself. So I decided to call him during that stream, even though I did, I thought I don't want him hurting himself, even though I felt like he probably wasn't. I thought I better call him just in case. So I called him, and he got he went to voicemail because he was streaming. And then he called me back. He got off the stream with you guys. Now, the people that actually saw that stream probably felt pretty fucked up that here they watched a guy they care about driving erratically down the freeway, pissed the fuck off. And he expressed that he was pissed the fuck off before he made that drive. And then, yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yes. And I'm going to address that too. You guys watched him drive erratically after he expressed to you guys how angry he was. He drives erratically with not saying a word. You just hear him breathing, and then sits in an alley, and all you guys were sitting there. Zach, we love you, da 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 da. And then he gets off stream. And that's all the fuck you hear, right? You're going to sleep like that. That's pretty fucked up. Well, he got off stream to call me back. But here's how our conversation went. And I thought he would get back on stream and tell you guys he was okay. Sorry that he did not. Our conversation went, I said, hey, are you okay? And he said, like, yes. And I can't even remember the whole conversation, probably because the things that stuck out in my mind kind of overdid other things. But he's like, he just, he, he just was basically going over that he I can't even remember it, but he just went into the same kind of shit, like, you know how he goes over and over things, like he's like, people need to learn, and I'm not a bad guy, and I said, Zach, I go, your whole chat, I go, you're upset, yes, you got trolls in your chat, this is true, we all do, it sucks, but your whole chat is not shitting on you. In fact, most of your chat is like caring and worried about you. They're worried that you're like doing something bad to yourself. You're sitting silent. Like, why are you sitting quiet like this? Like, and he says, but he was so tunneled focused. Like, he just kept saying like chat needs to learn, and they're harassing me, and they're fucking me up, and chat needs to learn. And I said, but not all your chat, most of your chat loves you, and it's not cool to leave them like hanging like this. They're literally trying to find your location to see if you're killing yourself, you know, or unaliving yourself. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe this, hopefully YouTube doesn't take me down. So like, and I said, so that's not cool. And then he said, I'm teaching chat a lesson. And I'll never forget, that's the most thing I remembered. He got real quiet and he said, I'm teaching chat a lesson. And that's when I realized the extent of his manipulation. That's when I realized, like, the extent of it. I do think he was suffering. I think that he's hyper focused and fixated on when he's in that mode. But he was teaching chat a lesson. And then from there, I was like, wow, yeah. It was very manipulative. I guess that's better than him hurting himself, but I mean, it was very manipulative. He was getting like revenge, like, but he had no awareness that like 99% of you guys were giving him love, you know. So then he got emotional, and somewhere in the conversation, and you know, these are the parts that make you feel bad. Like, he got emotional and he said, you know, forget about me, you know, I have mental problems, and I'm only saying, I would never out what he says, but I think he's pretty open about that he has depression and PTSD. I'm quite certain I've heard him say that at the Blue Building in a group of people, so I would never. And I said, okay, I'm really sorry, you know, I tried to talk to him. I swear to God, most of the conversation I can't remember. I remember when he got emotional and him saying certain things that were sad. I still don't want to act like a jerk, and I'm not going to say those things, but and he said he was quitting and he's not showing up anymore, and I can go to oh, now I'm remembering. I can go to La Poubelle. And he definitely went in and said like he said a lot of dumb shit. Like, he said a lot of sensitive things, real moments, and then like he was switching to dumb shit. Like, we're not even making a difference, and we're just out there like instigating fights. And I was like, are you trying to suggest that DOA instigated a fight tonight? Because he was sitting in a chair and he didn't instigate shit. And he's like, you're so idealistic, and da, da, da. Like, he didn't say like 100% one thing. He's just all over the place. He was upset, and I'm quitting, and you can have La Poubelle. And I'm like, it came kind of like childish, and I even challenged it. I go, if you don't want me to go there anymore, I won't. I wasn't planning to do that. I just wanted to see what he was saying, what he would say. I'm like, if you want to go there, because he was saying like, that's your spot, you want to go. Like it was, I don't know, it's weird, like kind of silly. But I said, if you don't want me to go, I won't go. Just to see what he would say. And he's like, no, no, no. He's like, I'm, and then he might have said, I didn't really understand 86 GOP at that time, but he might have referenced that, like, and there's like shadiness with this 86 GOP. He might, I'm pretty sure I know he referenced it around that time, but I can't remember exactly if it was that phone call or not, but it was around that time. And I just thought, okay, he's just really upset. So he get off the phone and he put more stuff, I think, on private, and he said that he's quitting and all this stuff. I knew he wasn't, but I didn't know. But the very next day, he streamed. That was Laura's museum when she was at the art museum. That was that. So, and I only remember this because I thought, oh wow, he said he quit, but he's streaming again. So, and at the, Laura's art museum, that's kind of stuck in my mind, or I would never remember a date. So if I got my dates right, DOA was attacked the night before Laura's museum, I think, right around that time, if I'm getting it right. So he started streaming again, and I would just try to be nice to him, and when I would see him, and just hope that he got it in his head to stop fucking saying we're in a goddamn relationship. Sweet Jesus, right? And so basically, I think some shortly after that, his fig thing, and then people were watching, and I wasn't going to say. I almost told people about his like some of the protesters of like, I've witnessed, his like. This really concerned me. I thought he was maybe unaliving himself or be manipulative. Like I almost said that to a few protesters, but I thought it's just gonna look like I'm talking shit on a streamer, or like I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? And then it was quickly like he was quickly around that time he was starting to be celebrated for his like fig thing and whatever. And I was like, I'm not even gonna steal his shine. Like I'm not even gonna. Just maybe it's over with, and I'll be cool with him and whatever. And then shortly after that was the silly joke about when he wanted us to go home and whatever. So and what's so crazy is that Streets, when he's they were innocently making these jokes, right? It was like silly joke. They had no idea that Zach would, I'm sure they were very surprised that Zach would take this all literal and or take full advantage of this and tell me to go home. Now, I saw the warning signs. I still was surprised. I saw the warning signs and I thought to myself, maybe I should have told. Because none of them, they were like, wow, we knew this guy was a little eccentric, but like, holy shit, So I'm like, maybe I should have like said something, but but I didn't even expect that silliness to happen. So now we move forward. He still said the day after the silly jokes with Streets. Oh, Pinchy, it's okay. I want you to, you know what? I want everybody to be nice to him, and I want everybody. Well, I mean, after today, I mean that he did a lot of. He just keeps digging himself a hole. Like I kept silent, and I was gonna let him get this shine. I'm not gonna try to like, out of my own annoyance, fuck him up and like steal his thunder when Streets was supporting his channel. And I totally get it, like that was really cool, Streets, and people were like getting his back. I didn't. Pinchy, I want you to be nice to him. I want you to give him love. I really I believe he's watching right now, and you and Zach, you can, if you want to say something, it's good. I don't want anybody to bully him. That's not the space I want to give. And Pinchy, I want you to be loving, your loving self to everybody. I really do. I just wanted people to know because it scared me, like him being platformed. Like I, when DOA said I was gonna, let you defend yourself, I thought that was really special of DOA. But at this point, I thought, you know what, I want to give him the information, just so he knows it. Just so he knows it. So that's, I'm just giving the information just so he knows it, because I realize people can rewrite history and other people forget shit very quickly. So, but no, it's cool, but that's sweet of you. But anyway, so the day after the funny joke, like with Street saying to go home and all this, I think that was the day he was in Jessica's chat and did the whole press I'm going to give a press conference or some shit like that. I think that was the next day. And I'm terrible with like time, like orders, but I'm pretty sure that was the next day. So he was in the, I like literally was trying to like just sleep like throughout the day, and I'm getting like him texting me like people are harassing me, like I have to read the text. Sometimes he speaks in codes that I have to like try to decode, and sorry, there's a car. And so oh my gosh. They were looking at me funny, that white car right there. Oh no. So he was texting me like, you need to tell them that you're like not dating. And he doesn't want to be humiliated. He doesn't want people to think that, he didn't have a relationship, like friend zoned. Like he made that very clear. And that day after, I guess in Jessica's chat, he was saying dumb things, and while he was going back and forth with her chat, I don't even remember because I wasn't like keeping up with it. He would text me and say, people are harassing me and you need to, and he like scolded. He's like, I try to get you, make you safe and get out of there. La Poubelle is dangerous. And that I was sincere about it. It wasn't about Eric or, and like, I'm just like half asleep reading this like shit. And he's like, you need to set the record straight or some shit like this. I'll have to read it again. I don't know. And then I started getting flooded with like, I'm supposed to do like release a statement or press conference. I'm like, what is this about? And of course it was him. By the way, guys, I never once said I was going to release a statement or do a press conference. That's just Zach making things up. And here's another moment where I realized how he functions. He feels under pressure, probably the same as today when he was swatted. When he feels like under pressure, he takes it like he doesn't take it well. He goes hard, and he intentionally lies. And I will say this: he intentionally lies under pressure to deflect or save face, and then he thinks he has to, or I don't know what he thinks, or I don't know the why factor of why. All I know is that he's not delusional in these moments. Maybe he's delusional or he has other mental health problems. But for instance, the press conference, not a huge deal, but it's an example. I text him, Zach, did you say I was releasing a statement or giving a press conference? And he said, yes, LOL. Like he was in text. I have the text. Yes, LOL. I was joking. That's manipulative. He wasn't joking. I said, there's no indication that you were joking. He says, I had to because they wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. Like, I'll have to read it again, but it was basically like they wouldn't stop on him or harassing him. So he had to deflect by lying and saying that I'm going to release a statement. I'm going to make the statement with him. We're going to let people know. And he was basically kind of pushing me like, you need to tell them that you're not dating Eric. At first I was half asleep and I'm like, I'm not, and Eric was really uncomfortable, to say the least, as he probably is in this very moment. No, he knew I was going to go live and talk about it, and he was encouraging me. But he was very uncomfortable, and I'm like, I'm not gonna. First of all, me and Eric are just hanging out. It's chill. I will talk about that, but like Eric, I won't speak for him, but he knows that I know that it's okay to say he was not playing with this shit. Like, he was very uncomfortable. He did not he was not okay with it, and he didn't laugh about it. Let's just put it that way. And I'm like, I'm not even, when Zach was texting me this, I'm like, oh, he's hyper fixating on this. I'm not even gonna give Eric a headache. I wasn't dating Eric, but I made it clear. I'm like, Zach, I'm not dating Eric. I drove him home. I'm like, I'm not trying to get this guy killed. You know, I don't think Zach's really dangerous or anything, but I'm like, but I'm not gonna try to like give Eric a headache, right? So, and then he's like, you need to tell them this, and I said, you know, I will tell, and you need to tell people to stop harassing me. That was something. That was those two things. And I said, I'll tell people to stop harassing you, but you need to tell people that you made that up. That I never said I'm giving a press conference or releasing a statement. You know, he like really doubled down on that in the chat too. He's like, yes, Weena Lay says I'm releasing a statement. I have proof and text message. I'm like, wow. When I read it later, I'm like, it wasn't one comment. He really made a lot of comments like this. And I said, okay, I will definitely tell. I don't want people harassing you. I'll definitely say this, but you need to tell people you're making up shit, okay? Because what everybody's talking about is kind of annoying. I mean, it was funny. I didn't blame anybody for making fun about it. Obviously, I titled my chat press conference. But so basically, he admitted to me that he lied and said that because he wanted to deflect, because he perceived everybody harassing him and he wanted to deflect. And then he was trying to manipulate me to make these statements. And then later that night, he basically, because I told him he needs to tell people that he lied about that, he basically just says, this is the press conference. If you remember that stream, this is the press conference. This is the press conference. I was trolling you or whatever. I would prefer him say, I lied and made that up. She never said that, you know, whatever. So now we move forward. I still trying to keep the peace with him. I still think like maybe he's a good guy. Maybe he's just has a lot of problems. I'm really fucking annoyed about this shit over here, but I'm just want good vibes. And then, you know, the second time where he told us to go home and then teasing, you know, he's getting like, he's getting fixated on this idea of everybody's out to get him and shit. And then he talks shit. He kind of does another self-sabotaging moment, just like today, where he didn't say the really nice things about Streets while he was in jail, which was so bizarre. I don't know why, but I went out of town, come back, and here's this mess. And, you know, he kind of just dug himself a hole there. So I decided to, and this is where I'm getting to this moment, and then I'll start reading stuff. Sorry, it's really hard for me to like remember like sequences and shit, and I'm kind of like a stickler on trying to like be as accurate as I can. So then after like Streets got upset with Zach, because Zach was like doing some weird trolling while he was in jail, and here Streets is like one of, I think, two people that are filming very important things, very, very important things, and then you have to go to jail. It's like, talk about not cool and bad timing. Not cool and bad timing. So after that, I decide, what was like 12 days ago, 13 days ago, I'm not sure. He says he's been in sobriety besides weed, like he stopped drinking a while ago. I decided to, for the first time, and this is where I got pissed off, the first fucking time, I decided to address shit to get it off my chest, because some people were still like questioning things, and he was still implying, this is why. Okay. he did that community post, which he's now deleted it. He did a community post. So basically, after Eric drove, I drove Eric home a few times. It was like the the facade was up. He can't hold on to he can't keep like feeding this, oh, we're in a relationship maybe, because it blew up of this whole joke. This is like the ironic or unironic part of this. He refused to let you guys know that we're just friends. We refuse. I honestly think if there was like a weapon to his head, which I would never want, he would still be like, no, I don't talk about my love life. Like, he refused to let that go. But after this blew up, this huge epic, like, funny shit where, I drove Eric home and he telling us to leave and it's dangerous and all this shit. He couldn't continue this farce of saying that we're still in a relationship. And since he's obsessed with apparently image, he how does he make sense of that to you guys, right? So what he did is he said, I know how to make sense of it, because it probably like sucked. It probably looked humiliating for him that I just drove Eric home because it blew up in such a random way, So how he made sense of it is he started to do the narrative where he said, I, meaning him, Zach, made a mistake. Oops. Zach, made a mistake. I should have never gotten in a relationship with a protester that I'm doing a story on. So he started to manipulate this narrative of like, we did have a relationship, so I'm not a liar. And I ended it because I made a mistake. I'm an ethical man, and I should have never gotten into a relationship with someone I'm doing a story on. First of all, Eric made me laugh because he's like, two things aren't true in this motherfucker. One, you never had a relationship, and two, is not doing a story on you, right? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like, how convenient. It's like, I'm a hero or I'm a victim. I'm a savior or I am oppressed. It's like, it's always the case, right, with this personality. That shit pissed me off. He found a narrative to get out of this thing. Now he's in this predicament where he was like, this girl I'm pretending or having a fake relationship with, now she's driving this guy home and this random weird, prank happened. It's blown up. I can't continue with this. Oh, I know what I'll do. I will be an ethical journalist, Zach Ellison, and you can tell like I'm pissed off about this. and I will paint this new narrative of my bad, let me take responsibility. I should have never gotten into a relationship with the girl I'm doing a story on. Like, and it's almost like this vibe of I ended it, and I've noticed he's done this kind of narrative with other girls, and I will go into that if I'm allowed. Let me put the charger in. Let's see. Will it reach? Will this motherfucker reach? 1 second, sorry. I need to find. I just noticed I'm on low battery. So that shit pissed me off. And if Zach, you're watching, I know all what you tried to do there, buddy. And I know you deleted the community post. And you deleted the part in Substack. But I have that shit anyway, so it's all good. See, he got sloppy with it because he was always trying to say private life, love life. It was this manipulative way to say that we were in a relationship when we weren't. But he got sloppy with it because he literally started to say, I made a mistake. In a Substack, I had a brief relationship with We in LA, or in his community post, I regret. He started, and he texted me shit like that too. He's like, I regret ever knowing you. But like, he like put in his community post, I regret getting in a relationship or involved or whatever. Like he just, that wasn't that long ago. So he still on his own did all that. And so I'm like, I'm going to address this in the most polite way for the first fucking time. This motherfucker has been doing this shit for 4, 5, 6 goddamn weeks. And I'm going to address this shit for the first time, but I'm going to do it as politely as I can. And you can watch the stream. I was nice. You can compare that goddamn stream to this motherfucking stream. And you'll be like, oh, she left out a whole bunch of shit. Fuck, I did. I was trying to be as nice as possible. And guess what I get at 3:30 goddamn in the morning? I got a fucking email. You want to know what some of that email said? And by the way, I think, let me just pull this out. I ain't fucking around. This shit, I don't know for sure, and this might sound like I'm reaching, but with our other communications, like the stupid press conference, whatever thing, he made it sound like he would say things like, if you don't say this, you're going to force me to release a statement. And I'm like, is that like a threat? I don't even know what that means. It was like a vibe like that. When I got this email, I thought, is this his way of trying to like let me know what he's going to tell you guys or pushed? He did not like that I addressed the shit 12 days ago for the first time, even having no self-awareness that he's been addressing shit about me, and I've been fucking taking 1,000 L's for it. No self. I dropped you. I dropped you. I dropped you again. Sorry. I've been dropping you. And I'm so sorry for ignoring your comments. If I don't spit it out, I will never once I get through this, then I'm almost done. Then I'm going to read all of them. He doesn't know me that well because I got the vibe that he probably thought I would never read this because he's making accusations about me. And so if I read it to you, it's like exposing myself, right? It might make you believe this shit. But that's manipulative, and I've already realized that's manipulative. I'm going to read you some bullshit. I'm going to read you some shit, accusations about me. He's probably going to be surprised, like, this bitch. Yeah, because it's so fucking untrue. And if anybody believes this shit, or if you think you're going to throw this out there as like a subtle manipulative way to keep me quiet, no. I was quiet because I didn't want to. I just didn't want, I don't know, I didn't want this drama and whatever. But when I see chats the other day talking like I'm fucking him and this and that, and people might do like interviews innocently with him because they don't know everything, then I realized that my silence, maybe like you pick and choose your battles, like maybe my silence wasn't a good idea. Such a headache, though. It's like this. We should be talking about fucking Scientology and shit. This is fucking a headache. But at the same time, there's good that comes out of everything, and there will be a lesson here. And even though I'll get fired up reading this shit fired me the fuck up. As Jessica knows, this shit fired me the fuck up. And even though I'm fired up right now, I still want everybody to be nice to him. I still don't want anything bad to happen to him. I used to think he's a good guy, but he had problems. I'm a little hesitant. I gotta wait it out to see what I think about him now. There's a little too much manipulations, but at this point, I'm gonna still say he has a mom. He might be just having problems. But part of his problem is intentional, purposeful manipulation. Okay, remember in the beginning of this chat when I said, when I told you the first conversation we had right before he showed up to the barbecue, the first time I politely asked him to call me and said, hey, maybe can you not like answer like this? Remember when I purposely like said, I'm telling you this, it'll come full circle. The part where he said that I made some joke at Mindy's barbecue, and it was like I came onto him with the joke in front of a group of people. Like he took a joke. I don't even remember the joke of like I said something about getting laid. He wasn't even specific. He couldn't even reach that far. I'm sitting in a room of a group of a lot of people, and by the way, they were recording different things. So, Zach, if you're watching, don't think that you're going to get away with something because there was people recording. If I'm certain I can get a lot of recordings, so it came down to that. But it's just so ridiculous. But if you were here in the beginning of this conversation, the first time I asked him to stop implying that we're together, the conversation got really like he got really defensive, really upset, went around and around into all these different weird universes, and then he basically landed on I should have put the brakes on it, and because I'm like, brakes on it, what are you talking about? I'm like, what did you think? And he says, well, you came on to me in Minnie's barbecue. I'm like, wow. You made a joke about getting laid. And I said, you think that joke was to you? Are you suggesting that I'm like telling you you're gonna get laid with me? Are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, then he backpedaled. No, I didn't say that. I go, you think I'm a promiscuous girl, and you think that I'm asking you to? You think that some joke was to you? I don't remember any fucking joke, but I'm inappropriate all the time in front of groups of people. But I've never made a joke to you that's with truth of like, you're implying that I'm coming on to you like that. And he like backpedaled. Like he's like, no, I don't think you're promiscuous. I don't think that at all. And I'm not promiscuous. And then he like immediately went into a story about his ex-girlfriend, and it was really, really sad. And then that was forgotten. Well, okay, here comes the email. This is why that matters. So he put hello ever, and then he put regarding this, and he has the link to my stream. It was like 12 or 13 days ago, where was the first and only time I politely addressed the situation, and I did it as nicely as I could. He did not like that, and he expresses that by putting regarding this, and he put the link to that. So he's basically he's saying I'm answering this. So he put, I don't hate you, but this entire thing has been mishandled. You should own up and just admit you liked me a little bit too. But we're not a match. Okay. When that was the opener, you should own up and admit. Yeah, I can post it. You should admit you liked me back. Instead, you're painting me like some crazy person. Watch the stream. I was really polite. To set the facts straight, I was hesitant to even go rescue you the night you were chased because I feared drama like this, as you had tried once to flirt with me in front of La Poubelle previously. Is the bar open? Because I need a motherfucking goddamn drink right now. I'm not an alcoholic, but this shit's... If you're tuning in real quick, I have never been alone with this man. Every single time I have been with this man, it's on stream, with the exception of Mindy's barbecue, where none of the streamers were supposed to stream. It's a whole fucking group of people. Most of the protesters were there. I've only had 3 phone conversations with him, which was regarding this. We've never even talked late nights on the phone. We've never held hands. We never kissed. We never went on a date. He never even asked me on a date. I mean, he was almost more obsessed with this image than even liking me. It wasn't about me. Okay, here we go. After that, you would make flirty comments in my chat. Okay, here comes the part that fucks my stomach up. First of all, I'd said the same shit that I say to to DOA, like, oh, Zach's great. I made some comments in the beginning, like, to support him. You know, I'm like, oh, you're doing great or whatever. Like, you know, okay. Are you guys sitting down for this one? Do you have a drink? Here goes. Oh God. Here it goes. He put, after that, you would make flirty comments in my chat and had no objections to me touching you with clear romantic intentions. He basically says, when he touched me, I had no objections, even though I knew he was touching me romantically. Just, this isn't spiked, but it should be. I take my glasses off because everything is blurry, and it feels better when things are blurry. It's hard to read that. This motherfucker told me that when he touched me, I'm like, I had no objections, so I liked it. Like, first of all, he needed to sleep on this email. He was clearly pissed off, up all night. And he really needed to like have somebody read that shit back to him. Zach, I know you're watching, so let me address you right now with this. You touched me? Okay. The only time Zach touched me, and my friends would hear me complain about this every night when it would happen, during this time, it was around the time like Jessica was assaulted in the North Hollywood building. He started doing this thing where he would try to, like when a guy tries to like put his hand like on your lower back, like he's kind of like directing you to walk forward, and by the way, he never touched me sexually. He never did anything. I'm not accusing him of that. He's never ever even like tried to touch me sexually. There's nothing like that. Why he would say this is really crazy. The only time he would touch me, like, I would barely feel it, but it would be like this thing where he's trying to show everybody that like we're together, I think, or he's trying to feed this farce. And he started doing this thing. It was, I think, shortly before Jessica was assaulted at the North Hollywood building where the guy, pushed her and then ran in on Burbank. I know that because I finally snapped on him at that night. You can go to my stream and you can fast forward it towards the end where I'm in a dark alley. Okay, leading up to that, he was doing it several times. And and again, I would like, well, maybe he doesn't understand. Maybe, he's just being polite, but it was like he was next to me each time, and it was just feeding, the chat would blow up. It was feeding this rumor, and I would try to get out of it, like politely, like, oh, look over there, look over. You girls know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? You girls know what the fuck I am talking about. When guys will do something and then like, but you don't want to like say anything because it's subtle enough, but like you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, or or if they go far and they put the hand around you and you're like, you're not ready for that, but you don't want to fuck them up because you don't want to hurt their feelings, so you kind of be like, oh, let me stretch over here. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Okay, he was doing this thing where he puts his hand on my lower back. He wasn't doing anything like touching me inappropriately, like trying to cop a feel. I don't want anybody to think that he didn't do anything like that, and I never felt like he would. But he was trying to show like, okay, let's walk this way, and we're going, okay, see you later, guys, me and my wife, and let me walk, putting his hand on my back and walking me forward. And every time I tried to get out of it, I couldn't get the fuck out of it. Like I would go to right, it was there. And I actually have it on stream several times where I would trip and he would go like, why are you walking in circles? And I wanted to say, because you're doing this thing. I literally didn't even come sometimes to stream. I literally didn't even come sometimes to stream because that hand shit started giving me anxiety and I couldn't get out of it. And I'm usually good at getting out of these kind of things. I didn't want if I would have gotten out of it, like, don't do that, then people would have made fun of him or he would have been humiliated. So I didn't want people to do that. I didn't want to make a scene. I was still like trying to get his back a little bit. I was still like, like feeling bad for him, even though I was pissed off, whatever, I don't know. But so I didn't want to do that. But I'm like, I don't want to have another conversation with him off stream that's like, please don't touch my back, like. So finally, we were in the dark alley, in like at that North Hollywood Burbank building, and that night I was like fed up, actually. Like, I'm like, if he tries, because I just remember feeling like, okay, I'm gonna go to this, but I'm telling my friends, like, if I'm just gonna have to dress this. I can't do this. And like, every time we're on stream, people are just constantly talking about, like, are you with him? And it's only because he is feeding this, and with this back thing, I was like fed up. So I'm like, if he even tries that, I'm going to have to figure out a way to like make it stop. So in the alley, Sassafras was there, and it was really dark, and he did the hand on my back thing, and I turned and I said, like I went, I'm like, you scared me, because it was a dark alley. I'm like I didn't know it was him. I'm like, and then I said, it scares me when you put your hand on my back like that. And he kind of like freaked out. He was like, oh, I'm sorry. And but it was kind of a perfect situation, because I made it sound like we were in a dark alley. I didn't see him. Like, he startled me, but I did it like so much so that I think that he was going to stop doing it. But I didn't embarrass him. I made it like, oh, it's a dark alley. I didn't know it was you, And Zach, if you're watching it, I knew it was you. I just didn't want to like embarrass you, And, I now, after all of his other behaviors, I think this was a manipulative thing on his part to make us look like we were together. Do I know that for sure? No, I don't. Could he have been just innocently doing something, like trying to walk me around? I guess. But, in court, you gather circumstantial evidence, and when you compile a lot of it, you put it together, and then it's just like, there it can prove reasonable doubt or not, So I mean, there's a lot of manipulative things going on here to paint this narrative. Why would I believe that wasn't just another one of them? But again, maybe this was the one thing that he was just innocently clueless about over and over again, even though I would trip. And you can look at La Poubelle, I literally would trip sometimes, and he'd be like, he literally said on one stream, why are you walking in circles? And I like was so frustrated, but I still held my tongue, because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I didn't want people to make fun of him, but it was a successful mission. And I walked to the car, and he still was like, he texted me even, or told me the next day, like, sorry about touching your back, even though I made him believe that it was like, just, I was didn't know it was him there. He still said, sorry about like scaring you, touching your back. And I said, oh, it's okay, no problem. And he stopped doing it. So success. That's the only fucking time he ever fucking like kind of touched me, and it drove me nuts to hear him in this fucking email say, you need to admit that you liked me, and here I'm going to state proof, and one of them is you had no objections when I touched you. I cannot think of any other thing he's referring to, because he's never fucking touched me, and he never will fucking touch me. That shit infuriated me so much. First of all, it sounds rapey. I mean, he's not rapist, not dangerous, not like an essay guy, but it's just like, it reads just ugh. Yuck. Like, come on, dude. Like, have someone read this shit out loud to you. Like, sleep on this shit. It's just, no. He never fucking touched me besides those times, annoyed the shit out of me, and I held my tongue, had anxiety, and literally didn't come stream for several days because of it. And my friends literally would hear in real time, like, I have literally proof of my friends, me come back at the end of the night going, I can't go to stream tomorrow, like, this is driving me nuts, and I don't want to hurt his feelings, I don't know how to get out of this grip. I even joked around with my friends saying, I'll be Zach, get out of my grip, like, get out of it. And he didn't grip me, but like, it was just like, it was barely touching me. It was, no, he didn't violate me or anything, but it was just like, if I turned right, he's there, right? Like, he was like directing traffic, like, like, and I was the car, like, you're going to go this way, and we're a couple kind of thing. Maybe innocent, Maybe manipulative. But what I don't like is I had no objections with you touching me, and it was with clear romantic intentions. Okay. Oh, suck a dick. How about that? Second, from the start of this, okay, and I don't know what this means. Some of the things I don't even know what he's talking about. So maybe you guys can help me out. From the start of this, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage. Sorry, I don't know. Maybe I could just be dumb here. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna read it exactly, and you guys can tell me. Now, again, he is listing the proof of why I do like him, at least a little bit, and I need to set the record straight. This is the proof. Okay. From the start of this, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage words in a way that is clearly the result of hesitation to engage fully. Now, this is your turn to help me the fuck out. Like, I'll read it again. From the start of this, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage words in a way that is clearly the result of hesitation to engage fully. Anybody? I'll totally read it again. This is another reason, a proof in his mind of why I liked him back, and I need to tell you guys that. He's basically saying if I ever mention him again, I need to set the record straight and admit to you guys that I liked him back, at least a little bit. This is the proof. From the start of this, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage words in a way that is clearly the result of hesitation to engage fully. I'm looking for you guys. What the fuck does that mean? What, or, oh, how I'm gonna do, okay, I'm gonna do it one more time. Basically say, clear, you liked him but was afraid to commit fully to a relationship. What's the common, from the start of this, okay, from the beginning, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage words. What does that mean? To parse common usage words. What's the common usage words? What's parse common usage words? Yes, this is Jeopardy. Zach, come on in here. I want you to explain some shit. Anybody? What does it mean? I have seemingly sought to parse common usage words. What does that mean? Seemingly sought to parse common usage words. I know, right? No, it's going to get funny. Okay, I'm going to read it one last time. I sincerely don't understand. Maybe I am. From the start of this, you have seemingly sought to parse common usage words in a way that is clearly the result of hesitation to engage fully. Okay. I'm actually sincerely like wanting to know, like, bring him on in here. Okay, so he mentions another protester, and that protester saw this email. I don't think that protester would care if I read this, but out of respect, I want to ask that protester first. There's only one protester, and I don't know if you're in here, but if you are, it's the protester that I let read this email. You let me know, or I'm gonna skip the part. It's nothing like anything. It's actually comical. It's nothing like special. Like he references, but I'm just like extra cautious about bringing up people's names unless I know. So if a certain protester is in here, okay, thank you. Thank you. You got it. You got it. Okay, so Jessica, you okay with that? Okay. I don't, yeah, I really don't ever want to, like, it's, yeah, I just want your permission first. Okay. Okay, confident Chris. No, you're not the lucky one. Jessica's the lucky one. Okay. Okay, so engage fully. Okay, so then he put, I wasn't perfect here, and I still would like to know who thought it was appropriate to email you to complain about my completely innocuous response to Jessica Palmadessa. Wait for it. Wait for it. Because Jessica laughed at this shit too. You ready? I'm going to give you the runway. I'm going to give you the runway so that I can deliver this good. Okay? This is one sentence, by the way. I wasn't perfect here, and I still would like to know who thought it was appropriate to email you to complain about my completely innocuous response to Jessica Palmadessa, comma, a social media entertainer known for asking people questions about romance and sexuality. I mean, I almost thought he forgot that he was writing me an email. Like, it was 3:30 in the morning. I almost thought he like kind of forgot. Maybe he had a drink, and in this moment, he thought he was doing like a Substack or something. You know, like first of all, I know who Jessica is. You don't have to use her first and last name, and you don't have to reference what she does. And she does. I don't think that she just specializes in questions about romance and sexuality. I mean, it's so funny. It's so funny. Even Jessica kind of laughed about that. She's like, I do. It's just like I wanted to call my parents and be like, hi, mom, dad, this is your daughter, and like give them my full name. Like, it just, I don't know. I mean, that part is not offensive. It's just cute. You know, like it's, I'm going to read it one more time. I wasn't perfect here, and I still would like to know who thought it was appropriate to email you to complain about my completely innocuous response to Jessica Palmadessa, a social media entertainer known for asking people questions about romance and sexuality. That part I enjoyed. Like, I mean, I kind of didn't even notice it until like Jessica read it, and she was like, and then I read it. I'm like, that is really funny. Like, yeah, he forgot. He forgot he was emailing me. Just okay. Okay. Now we're back on the bullshit. This has truly started approaching the point of being slanderous towards me. Now that's why I'm here fucking mad. I sat my ass fucking quiet for goddamn 4 or 5 weeks and took so many fucking L's because I didn't want to hurt his feelings. I didn't want people to talk shit. You know, I didn't want to be in the drama. And the first time I bring this up after he talks, I'm at fault for he's being slanderous towards me, him, I don't know, narcissist, maybe. Tonight I was asked about your comments. As I was asked about his fucking comments day and goddamn night for 4, 5, 6 weeks. Tonight I was asked about your comments. You could say whatever you want, but it doesn't make it true. The ridiculous I can never say that word. I'm not going to try. I always say this word wrong. I'm too embarrassed to say it. It's not even important. About the events at Gelson's with you. The ridiculous about the events at Gelson's with you and Eric are completely ridiculous. And then I'm pausing because I'm making sure I don't say anybody's like name if they don't want. But I know this, well, now she's a protester. She won't mind. Okay. Ham It Up Again was literally stalked for hours, just like you, by Cheeseburger and his friends. ham it up again. I know that you won't mind because everybody knows about that, or I would have never mentioned your name in this. I wasn't underestimating the threat. They used masks and multiple vehicles, more than a single grown-ass man could handle. My focus from the night I went to Van Nuys for you. I'm reading this exactly, so it's not me. My focus from the night I went to Van Nuys for you to the parking lot with Eric. Okay, let me pull up the next one. This goes on. Shit. I had to do like screenshots. Let me pull it up here. This goes on and on and on. If this gets boring, I'll stop. There's only one other part. You really fucking pissed me off. Let's see. I'm pulling up a video of it. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me find the spot. Sorry, I did screenshots and then, yeah, I kind of lost my place. Okay, but I also did a little video. Let's see. Where are we? Okay. Pause the video. Okay. So he starts to go into all this, why it's dangerous and shit. They used masks and multiple vehicles, more than a single grown-ass man can handle. My focus from the night I went to Van Nuys for you to the parking lot with Eric to catching Francois Coster meeting Cheeseburger in the parking lot was proving Coster Scientology are behind the stalking of protesters and enemies, such as a prosecutor plus LAPD detectives. I read that exactly how he wrote it. So it's one sentence. I won't even read it again. Whatever. I'm not going to torture you with that. Oh, this is fun. You were clearly intimidated by Palmadessa. At least he didn't say her first and last name. And he didn't say you were clearly intimidated by Jessica Palmadessa. A social media entertainer known for asking people questions about romance and sexuality. I kind of am let down in this moment. I really wish he would have added that. You were clearly intimidated by Palmadessa video and whomever sent you a company email out of pursuing the relationship. Woo! I didn't even read this correctly. Now I just read this. Okay. Motherfucker. You know what he just said? I think I didn't even focus on this part. Okay, there's going to be some pissed off face from me. There's going to be a lot of pissed off expression from me in the next 5 minutes. Okay. You were clearly so basically the Palmadessa thing is when I first asked him about to stop implying that we're together, it was right after they were innocently asking him. No one knew that he was a fucking acts like this, so people chat and streamers were, I think, mentioning are you with We in LA or whatever. So he is, I think, I could be wrong. I never know what he's 100% referring to, but I think he's remembering that. I don't know why he's hyperfixated on Jessica. That was not even the focus. I told him 5 friends sent me clips of him of multiple things he's responded to, and I made it very clear that the problem is his response. And he was like, it's OSA and it's everybody's harassing. And I said, no one's harassing. That's what people do. They ask. It's your response. So but I'm pretty sure he's saying you were clearly intimidated by the Palmadessa video of whoever sent. He just assumed that I got a video of I guess her or asking or something. I don't know. I could be wrong. This could be all something different. I have no idea. I don't even know. Or a company email out of pursuing the relationship. Sent you a company email out of pursuing the relationship you had initially sought. I didn't even see that. You were clearly intimidated by Palmadessa video and whomever sent you a company email out of pursuing the relationship you had initially sought. So you guys, I initially sought a relationship with him, but then I got spooked out. Oh, that reminds me. I think in one of these crazy conversations when I asked him to stop implying he was with me, he said something that just reminded me. He said, he said I need to put the brakes on things, and that um he said something, oh my gosh, it's coming to me, that was like really weird. He said it was something like, I knew you were getting cold feet. I knew you were getting cold feet. Oh shit, that's what he said. I was like, what? I'm getting cold feet. And I think it was the very first talk. Like, so he thinks that that I initially sought pursuing a relationship. Whew, what the fuck? That was scary. That truck behind me. Okay, here comes the biggest bullshit ever that really fucking pissed me off. You guys sitting down? You drunk yet? Mushrooms. I did have some mushrooms. It was the first time I ever did mushrooms. I only took a little bit because I was too scared. I'm definitely gonna try mushrooms again. I liked it, but I only took a little tiny bit. I propositioned him. Woo! And he didn't even have the balls. And I know that he is talking. Remember when I said it's going to come full circle? Remember that first conversation where he's like, you made a joke at Mindy's party that like about, and I'm like, please. And then he backstepped from it. He said, I made a joke about getting laid. And I said, are you trying to tell me that you trying to say that I said that you were going to get laid with me? You better shut the, like, I got real intense. I didn't say shut the fuck up, but I said, I got real intense. I go, you trying to say that? And I go, you think I'm a promiscuous girl? You think that I'm gonna, like, nothing against promiscuous girls, but like the way he phrased it was like, I'm this, like, I don't know, the vibe was like that. And I said, you think that I'm telling you you're gonna get laid with me? Is that what the fuck you're telling me right now? And then he's like, no, I don't think you're a promiscuous girl. I don't do it. No. And he was like backstepping. And then he went into like a really sad story about his last girlfriend. So it got derailed. But so when he says this shit now that I propositioned at Mindy's party, he didn't have the fucking balls to complete the sentence. Proposition about sex. Total fucking lie, but he wanted to throw it out there. He wanted to throw it out there because he's basically saying, set the record straight with you guys. If I bring him up again, I need to tell you guys why I did like him, or else what? Or else he's going to, is this like some kind of subliminal warning shot? Is he trying to be manipulative? Like, this is my proof of why you liked me. Don't force me to have to say it. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna let you guys know. Like, you're not gonna lie on me and try to like manipulate me, you know. And I think that because that's kind of the vibe that he did with the whole press release dumb shit that one day. The police are here, but maybe it's only one police car. Maybe they're just touring around. Let's see if they come over here. I would show you, but well, I think you're gonna see in a second. They're okay. No, they kept going. I think, okay, let's see if I get swatted. I don't know. There was just one, but he just slowly in front of my car, and then he kept, we'll see what happens. Let's see if he comes back from the back. I would turn it and show you, but then it will really like dox me. Because it's obvious where I am when I turn it. So when he's writing this, he's trying to throw it out there that he's going to say that I propositioned him. First of all, who the fuck says propositioned? Like, propositioned you? Are you fucking kidding me? And like, this email fired me up for a few things. Normally, like, some motherfucker says some schizophrenic dumb shit, I'm like, 1 minute later, and I don't even remember. I don't care. I realize I'm pissed off about this because of how much I sat quiet trying to, like, I don't know, maybe subconsciously I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like, he's not manipulative, even though I knew he was. Like, I don't know, he did some weird voodoo Stockholm syndrome shit on me. I don't know. But I notice people are also saying, you know, like, I feel bad for the guy, you know. And I'm kind of, since this started before other people. I'm kind of to the stage of where, like, no, I think I might know more than others. I'm pretty sure this is all manipulative. Yes, could he be suffering? Yes. Could he be tormented inside? Yes. I don't wish that for him. Could he have a good side to him? I thought so. The jury's out for me, but I definitely will continue to say maybe. But him throwing this out here was, and me going, oh, that's played. This was all manipulative. The touch, you liked it when I touched you? If so, that was manipulative. That wasn't an accident when he was trying to, like, put his hand on my back and shit. Like, he's basically doing a self-report every fucking time he opens his goddamn mouth. He does a fucking self-report. He tells on himself, which is the biggest blessing, because it would really suck if he was slick about it. I mean, he thinks he's wickedly smart, but if he was wickedly smart, he wouldn't tell on himself, right? And thank you, sweet Lord, God, universe, whatever, that he told on himself. Because, but people do forget. And after this weekend of people talking shit on me, and then this email that has been pissing me off for a minute, I'm like, I think it's time to just, if he thinks that this is going to make me, like, not read it, if he thinks this is going to make me, like, stay quiet, not bring him up again, clearly, you got that fucking wrong. All right. So he told me, you propositioned me at Mindy's party while under the influence of mushrooms. I wasn't sure of you. That's only funny because it's just an odd sentence as one sentence. I was nothing but nice. We had several nice hangouts at the protest. Thank God he put out the protest. It's like, yeah. Because we never hung out off stream, except for Mindy's barbecue, which was a group of people. It's a whole group. Had things not gone sideways, I would have asked you on a formal date. We all have problems, but I'm not interested in you anymore. We can only hope. We can only fucking hope. Because if he's writing in a Substack that he had a brief relationship with me, I don't even think that he was totally, maybe he had some feelings for me, but I think that it's on a deeper level, it's not about me. It's about something else, something within him. We all have problems, but I'm not interested in you anymore, comma. So just please let it go already. Oh, that kills me. Please let it go already. And please don't talk about me anymore on live. Unless you're planning to correct the record. Record sum. That's what he put, record sum. And I think that he even knows how fucking stupid that is, because he talked about me every goddamn chance he could get. He talked about not talking about me all the fucking night, as he not talked about me and our relationship being private. It's just the stupidest thing. And I mentioned him once in the most polite way after taking dumb shit and protecting him. And he has the nerve to fucking say, let it go already. I think he even realized in that moment that that's stupid, because his next sentence says, I'm not purposely talking about you. Tonight I said you're allowed to say whatever you want and that I'd like it to stop. Okay, that was one sentence. I'm not purposely talking about you, comma, tonight I said you're allowed to say whatever you want, comma, and that I'd like it to stop. Maybe, he is purposely talking about me. He's mentioned this before. We sit outside of La Poubelle, and when people go in that restaurant and say, oh, we had no idea about, this restaurant, we always say, well, now you know. Once you know, you can't pretend you don't know, right? Well, we had a conversation 4 or 5 weeks ago, whenever the muffin incident, parking ticket. We had a very, very clear, no gray area, intense conversation about him implying that he was with me. He cannot pretend he don't know. And if he continues writing in Substack and shit and in community posts, I got involved with a girl that I should not have. It's unethical, when doing a story on her. I shouldn't have done that. Sometimes when people try to act like they're taking accountability, it's just to put them in a hero position. But it's like, you know, it, also a manipulative thing. Sorry, I'm not looking at your messages. I'm pissed off. I'm going to get through this. Then he put, please stop discussing me on your streams any further inaccurately. So I take this as a subtle thing that he's trying to say without saying, because he's done this before. If you don't make this statement or you don't do this, it's going to force me to make a statement. And I feel like I feel like he knows what he's doing here. He's trying to throw out this kind of shit. And I can't say 100% sure, but it feels the same vibe as other things that I got a vibe from him. I'm certain he didn't think I would go and read this to you guys. It's going to make me look bad. I don't care. If anybody believes this shit, it's ridiculous. Because once again, besides Mindy's barbecue, in a group of people, I have never hung out around this guy off stream. So you guys can just judge my behavior. You know what I mean? And by the way, let's say I did flirt with him, which I didn't. Let's say that I don't know, said dumb jokes or that implied something, which I didn't. Does that give him the right to pretend he's in a relationship with me? These are self-reports. Just like when he said, I had to say you're making he basically admitted, yes, I lied and said you're doing a press release or releasing statements because they wouldn't stop harassing me. But that's not okay. You can't throw me under the bus or lie on me and expect me to ride with that and be cool with that and back you, just because you're perceiving people harassing you. That's not okay. But for the record, I fucking didn't, I was extra nice to him, as I'm extra nice to everybody that are my friends there. And you guys can see me for yourself, but it's just that's kind of shit, victim, I'm not a victim, and I'm not trying to say that, but it is the same kind of lines of I am okay. It's okay for me to lie and slander and do gossip and rumors, which is sexual harassment. And by the way, before I forget, in one of our conversations, one of the 3 conversations that we had, one of the 3, and I've only had 3, and they're only regarding this topic. He was like, I'm not harassing you. I'm not harassing you. This was either the first or second conversation. This might have been the first conversation. I can't remember. But I never accused him of harassing me. I never even used that word at that time. And I kept saying, Zach, why do you keep saying harassing? I never said that you were harassing me. I'm simply asking you to help me out here and stop implying that we're together. He's like, and he kept going, I'm not a bad guy. I'm a good guy. And I'm not harassing. And he kept saying it. And I said, Zach, nobody thinks you're harassing me. And he goes, your friends are telling you that. I go, no, they said that they thought this was exploiting, but they're not saying that you're a bad guy and maybe you got caught up. I think this was maybe the first conversation. This was the beginning. And he kept using the word harassing. And I said, Zach, you got to stop saying the word harassing. I never said that. And he goes, you will say that soon. It's coming. I know. And I said, what does that mean? And he goes, I've been accused of harassing before, and I know it's coming. So take what you will of that. I didn't push it. I I remember going, oh, damn. I'm not saying that when he was accused, he says he was accused of harassing before, and he was very, very freaked out that I was going to be told by my friends that he was harassing, and he was freaked out. He got really emotional. He got really upset. I said, no one's saying you're harassing. This was in the beginning, but I did take note that he says he's been accused of that before. Now, maybe it wasn't a just, maybe whoever accused him, maybe it wasn't just. Maybe that was, maybe he didn't, but I did. I thought about if I should even say that, but then I read this shit right now. I got fired up and I decided, yeah, I'll fucking say it. Anyways, so here we go. Then he put, you haven't even hardly once tried to defend me as a person, even as I've said nothing ill about you. What am I going to defend? The lies that he continuously says, even in a manipulative way? What am I going to defend? Oh, yeah, Zach, I'm defending Zach lying about our fake relationship. No, I defended him with my fucking silence. I defended him by, like when we were dancing on the fucking front of La Poubelle saying, it's cool. I like that people are free. Did you guys see that when I was dancing and he was like dancing crazy and wild? I was like, yeah, it's cool. I'm like, I like when people are free. I like when people do what they want. I was trying to make sure that, even though like, I was trying to make sure no one was going to make fun of him. Like I was trying to like, even though he was driving me crazy with that shit, like, I can't even believe I talk about learning about yourself through this streaming process. I would never have imagined that I could even hold my tongue throughout this shit. I don't know what happened. I'm not perfect either, and lost my temper one night because I felt you had given into the dynamic of toxic bullying the group is becoming known for. That's what it reads. He said he lost his temper. That's the night where he kind of made it look like he could possibly be hurting himself in the car, and drove unhinged, and it was scary. And there's a helicopter circling. That can't be true. Could you imagine? There's no way. We'll see. There's a helicopter. Okay. So it goes on and on. That was the most infuriating thing to me, was mentioning that, I propositioned him, and I liked it when he touched me or some shit like that. Oh no, there's a little more that pisses me off. So he says he lost his temper because he felt that I have given into the dynamic of toxic bullying the group is known for. He thinks that, like, because it's everybody else's fault. He thinks that from day one he's made it clear that it's not him implying that we're together over and over again. That's not the problem. It's everybody talking about it, even though he's the only one fueling this fire. It would die down if he shut up. But no, everyone else is to blame, and I gave into it. Otherwise, I was pursuing him, that I got cold feet, as he said it. Like, it's really okay. He said, you previously described this to me yourself, and I witnessed it as well. Oh my God. It's making me nervous. Journalists shouldn't get involved with people in any way in stories that they're planning to write about. I did not know he was planning to write about me. Maybe I'm an idiot. Here's a good one. I messed up entertaining you. There's more to that sentence, but my dog, you entertain me. I'm like, I messed up entertaining you. I messed up entertaining you and should have immediately ended contact sooner and said no interest. You think I'm reading it like accident, like backwards? No, that's what he wrote. I'll read it again. I messed up entertaining you, comma, and should have immediately ended contact sooner and said no interest. I guess I'm like a dog, like, or like I don't speak English, like no interest. Like, who talks like that? Are we like cavemen? I'm done protesting for now in person. Last week, an undercover LAPD. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's just going to go into the LAPD officer who, you know, and he's going to go over and over and over and over. You know, he goes into, I don't know why this is in here, but he goes into this whole narcotics division and blah, 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 blah. But he ends it with wishing you the best, and that's what I know and can share at this point in time on law enforcement investigation. Well, that's nice. Best, Zach. Okay. So, I was pissed. That was an adventure. I left out 2 paragraphs because I have tortured you enough. It just goes into surveillance and the same stuff. Yeah, just, yeah, so all is the same things you guys heard. Now, here's the interesting thing. He emailed me again. He emailed me again, and this, it's very short. But this email is actually really profound to me because at first I didn't even understand what it meant. I never responded to any of his emails. He emailed me this, and see if you can catch it. Now I understand what it means. Apparently, I think Jessica read his Substack on live. I don't know if it was the next night or that night or whatever. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that because you were able to read it and document that before he deleted some shit. Okay. So on his Substack, he said, I had a brief, or he regrets, or I regret having a brief relationship with me. So he's still saying it. He's still saying it. And Jessica read it on her live. I think it was, I don't know if it was the next night or something. Now, he just sent me this email pretending like, he's trying to probably posture that, or he's trying to like frame a new narrative that he doesn't, imply that we're together. But he not only implies it, he says it. He says it. That's his new narrative. I regret getting involved, having a relationship with a protester. I should never be unethical when I'm doing a story on somebody. That's his new narrative. But now he's starting to erase it, right? He's starting to erase it. For instance, when I addressed this very nicely last week, I remember I said, I wasn't going to address this, but after seeing his community post, because in his community post, he said he had a relationship with me. So last week, the first and only time I addressed it, or 12 days ago or whatever, I mentioned that. And I am only telling you that because after he saw that and wrote this email, he erased his community post because he doesn't want to show the proof. He wants to erase the proof of how many fucking times, this is the reason why he puts his chat and his videos. He doesn't want to show all the proof of how many times he literally says and implies. He's either implying it or he's literally saying it. So he erased that. So then the next night, I think Jessica did this where she read, which I was happy because I didn't even read his Substack at that point, but she read it. And so the next day, he assumed that I saw it. I didn't see it at that time, so I didn't know what this was referring to. But this is the moment, another moment where I realize he is, he's admitting to lying, which shows his manipulation. And this is it. He put, I had one brief reference to this in the Substack. Since I'm literally getting openly sexually harassed. Removed it. Was poorly advised. I'm not coming back. Old news. Zach. Now, if you think I'm reading this like translating in a funny way that I want to. No, I'm going to read this again. He assumed that I saw Jessica like reading his Substack, and basically he was busted once again. In his Substack, he said he had a relationship with me. And so the next morning, he's telling me this, but I didn't even know what it meant because I hadn't even seen it. But now I figured it out. But what he's saying is basically he's saying this, like, she caught him. She fucking caught him. That was so great. And so he's busted. So now he can never say, oh, I didn't imply, because he didn't get rid of all the evidence. So he's busted. And so he's emailing me. Okay, I had one brief reference, which we all know he had 1 million references. But he says, okay, I had one brief reference in that Substack. But it was because I was getting sexually harassed. That's what he said right here in my fucking thing. So he's basically saying, yes, I did lie. I did lie and say we were in a relationship. But I only did it brief. I only did it once. And it's because I was getting sexually harassed. And I removed it, okay? And I was poorly advised. I don't know what that means, but he's basically, I guess, saying that he was advised to do that. Did that person advise him every fucking day for 4 or 5 goddamn weeks to reference we were in a relationship and we weren't in? And then he puts, I'm not coming back, old news, Zach. I don't know. I mean, he just talks like that. So when I see other people now, like tonight, Jessica DOA Streets was accused of swatting and whatever. I didn't even, some other shit. I'll have to. And then I see the response of, like, Streets is, it was really sweet of him to, I was really appreciative that he said, you know, what he said regarding me, because it's true. But then I see him saying he feels bad for him. That's when I'm like, okay, he's in those beginning stages that I was in 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. And DOA was like mad at him in the beginning stages. I still am still feeling like I don't know, did some voodoo Stockholm syndrome on my brain. But I still don't, I don't want anything bad to happen to him and stuff. But I'm going to shout out Streets, DOA, everybody else. Don't feel bad. These are proof that he knows he's lying. He's telling me, okay, you caught me. I briefly said that once. That's bullshit. He knows he didn't briefly say that once, but he's trying to save face because he just had wrote this email 2 nights before saying, I never did this, whatever. I'm just giving this information out there because, yeah, it's a mental mind fuck with him. Really, like, you feel bad for him. Then you're like, oh, he's mental illness. Is he delusional? No, I don't know. There's something I feel, in my opinion, mentally wrong. But he's not delusional with these moments. And I do feel whatever happened today with swatting, he is, for whatever reason, knowing he is saying what he's saying, and it's manipulative. It's either a lie, it's manipulative, and now maybe he feels in his mind he has to do these things because he's being under attack. That's what he's told me several times. I don't want to be friend zoned. That's not a good enough excuse. And I was stupid enough to stay fucking quiet. And, I had to say you're making a statement tonight because they wouldn't stop with me. But now you have to make this statement. You have to say this or I will release a statement. Okay, what? Come again? Like, and this shit, okay, I did say we're in a relationship. I'm the one getting sexually harassed. Listen, motherfucker, spreading rumors that you are in a relationship, which means fucking or means like hooking up, means something sexual, is sexual harassment. It's getting a little weird of how he is doing, like everything he's saying other people are doing, he's doing. And I'm not about it. And so, I hope he gets the help he needs. Did I care about him? Yes. I thought he was a cool guy. I had a special place in my heart for him after coming to the chase. Was I attracted to him sexually? Fuck no. But I wasn't trying to. I thought he was like a sweet, nice person. It was eccentric. I love eccentric people. I love people. You know, I had a genuine, sincere care for him as a friendship, to the point where I took L's, and because I was afraid people would pick on him, and you know, I thought I could handle more, and I don't want to do the drama. Now I've been doing the fucking drama all night, keeping you guys awake. But after hearing the chat this week, somebody's chat talking about I fucked him and talking mad shit on me, and I know it's because of him. And then hearing him talk about how he's ethical and honest, and how, you know, he doesn't like people getting sexualized or sexually harassed. And, you know, I don't think he's dangerous. He never like tried to like touch me crazy, and he never did any of that. But this manipulative behavior, this rumors, this like, for whatever reason that he does these things, this 86 GOP talk and this thing today, he's purposely saying this shit for whatever reason. But it's not because he's like, you know, in a psychosis where he thinks like, you know, there's leprechauns chasing him. No, he's purposely, he tells all the time that he's wickedly smart. He has implied that he's like the smartest, and he thinks he is doing something. It doesn't matter if he's lying. He thinks it's like for the greater good, or he's under attack, or he's creating a narrative. But this is why I believe, in my opinion, after my experience. So anybody out there, if you feel bad or if you're confused, Zach is, in my opinion, not delusional in these moments. He has paranoia, in my opinion, that could maybe create some delusion. I'm gonna watch the videos from earlier, but don't go through the same Stockholm fucking voodoo syndrome shit that I'm going through. Don't even do that to yourself. And if you want to be friends with him and interview him, and that's fine. I honestly, I don't like it. I don't want anybody to say I'm not going to go to his stream. And by the way, he's told me several times he's not showing up again. He's quitting. He puts things on private, and he bounces back, and that's fine. That's good for him. But I think he's going to bounce back. That's in my opinion. Maybe he'll see me saying that, and to make it so he doesn't want to prove me right. Maybe he won't now, but I think he will. And I want him to be happy, and I want him to get some whatever help. I'm not perfect, but this is a very different thing. And I did, like, at my gigs this weekend, I was thinking, like, you know, one of my dear friends texted me like right before I performed, and I already had headaches, like unrelated headaches, and you know, she texted me like audio of like a chat, like fucking me up. And I normally brush this shit off, but then I hear Zach saying like he's ethical, and people need to own up to people need to take responsibility, or like, I'm like, I started thinking about this shit. I'm like, my silence is like, I still don't know when it's a right thing to talk about things or not. It's very difficult, like, to figure out like the greater good, risk to reward factor. But I thought, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk about this shit, even though it feels so ugly. People might say I'm bullying. People might say this or that. And I made that decision yesterday. So there you have it. Maybe I'll put this on private. Maybe I feel there's like 400 or 500 people that listen to this. Maybe I'll feel like that should be enough. I don't have any like massive trauma, or, you know, it was just like an injustice that started to get maybe forgotten due to my silence, and then created a space for another chat to like start talking shit on me, saying that I fucked this guy or whatever. No, I have not. No, I have not. Um, but most chats and most people figured it out, and they were very lovely, which made me actually not talk that much about it. But yeah, there's the information, and maybe I'll wake up tomorrow going, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have read that email. But probably I won't. So, and he can fire back. We can have a sit down and talk about it. All he had to do is stop the lies. That's it. And what is sincerely crazy about this is like when you look risk to reward, what he gain out of this? I literally tried to tell him in conversations, Zach, it's not humiliating to say we're friends. You know, if like one of these other men, streets, DOA, whatever, they're probably just not going to respond. But if they did say they're friends, they're not humiliated. They don't care. It's not humiliated. Like whatever thing he has in his mind, whatever trigger, maybe something in his past where he thinks it's like this life and death situation that is the most humiliating thing, has provoked this fucking huge, epic craziness. Like this train has been crashing for like 4 or 5 weeks. And over what? Over what? So here's how I'll like end this, and then I'll start reading your guys' messages. Thank you for letting me rant. Anybody did things like, well, I'll put it this way. Zach, if you're a good guy who just has some trauma from your past or something in regards to me and you, practice what you preach. If you say people need to take accountability, if you say that, words hurt, or, people shouldn't be sexualized, sexual harassment is no good. If you are an honest, ethical man that's looking for the truth, say why you lied on me many, 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 many fucking times, which created people talking shit about me. You did that. And if you open up and you say, apologize, and you say, yeah, I have an insecurity and I shouldn't have done it. I kind of stepped in it and it kept going and going and going and going, even up until the Substack and the community post, which wasn't that long ago. I shouldn't have done that. I'd forgive you. And I think that would be the first superhero, unhumiliating thing that I've heard come out of your mouth for quite a while. Forever. So I challenge you to have the courage to admit we weren't in a relationship. Let's get real specific. We've never had sex. We've never kissed. We've never spent time alone. We've never even had a phone conversation besides the 3 regarding this problem. We've never done anything. Normally, I would never in my life think I would be sitting here doing this shit. But after this weekend and the fucking harassment I got, I could laugh it off. But why should I? Be a man, address it, say you made a mistake, and I'll be like, okay, cool, I respect that, and that'll be the end of it. Have the courage to do it. Have the courage to do it. And if you want to try to say I didn't do that, I already got a lot of the videos before you privatized them. I already got a lot of shit people posted on Reddit, and I already got the Substack and the community post and all the shit where you blatantly say we're in relationships and shit like that. I already got all that, and I got other receipts that I can't even say right here. Don't fuck with me. Have the courage to do that, and stop with this weird fucking accusations to I don't even know how. You think you're being clever and manipulative by accusing Streets and Jessica and DOA for swatting you? I can only think this is some weird manipulative thing in your mind that, you know, but if that's a mental crisis, then, but I'm not even gonna go there, even though it looks like one. I've had too many times it looks like one and it's not. So you need to start telling the truth. I still believe you have a good side. Last night I actually started thinking that maybe I'm wrong. You're a fucking sociopath. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna go back to it today and say I still believe you have a good side. You have a good heart. You just have some problem, but you know this other shit you're doing overrides it. And I challenge you to tell the truth. Practice what you preach. You've been saying it over and over again. You've been saying it over and over again. People shouldn't be harassed. People shouldn't have people lying about them. I hear his words come out of his mouth. It pisses me off every time because all I can think about is how he lied on me and how I still, this weekend, get people talking mad shit about me. It's like, tell the truth. And don't send me emails like this. It's fucking creepy, gross, and weird. And if you think that's going to hush me up, I'm going to fucking read them every time. That's all. So that's basically it. Am I an asshole? Now I'll read your messages. Sorry, I couldn't read them because there's just no way I can focus. Like, I have massive ADHD. Oh, really? Just prepared with the receipts. Think that's good. And whatever happened tonight, I still got to, like, figure that I saw it. My brains flew out of my head when he said that it was them. I was like, did he hear that cop right? Did he hear the cop right? But then he elaborated over and over again. It was them. So I was like, okay, you heard it right. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you. Thank you. And the other night, Mindy was so sweet. She's like, do you want to take a walk? Because we heard he was coming. And people were just talking shit about me, because I had an annoyed face. But that's why I was annoyed. I was still thinking about this fucking shit where he says, I touched you and you like liked it, or like, objections and you knew it was romantic. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, with that, I'm going to be pissed off for a minute with that one. Woo! Whoo! Okay. But thank you. Aaliyah, Arlene, Lorraine, nothing but love. Thank you. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, thank you, Lorraine. Thank you. It was? This was a best live? Well, thanks for saying that. I really didn't want to make this like just entertainment. I really was pissed off about this, And when I saw DOA respond, and I could see him like upset, and I could still see him going like saying like, I was going to defend you and like have an interview, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should have told DOA. I still would have totally been okay with him having an interview. I don't want people to like say, I don't like it when, I'm not trying to create this like hang out with me or hang out with them. No, like embrace with love, embrace with, I know I get really pissed off. I just can't hear these lies, and also it annoys me if the end result is just like he's delusional. I know that I keep saying like I think he's delusional. Like I'm going through that, but I have proof that he knows he's lying, and he just says I have to lie because people are harassing me. So I will sexually harass you because I perceive me being sexually harassed. I don't know. But so it just felt like I needed to do this. I don't know if it was the right thing. Oh, Christy, thank you. No, I'm okay. I just, gosh. I mean, I just felt like I should give the information. I should give the information so people have the information, even though, ugh. Thank you. Thank you, CD. Thank you. Yes. MH, what he has. Oh, yeah, mental health. Yeah, and the part, I'm not a doctor until but manipulation, I have family members that we literally have guardianship over. Like, there's, you know, they have, schizophrenia. I'm not saying Zach has any of that, but there are different family members that have certain problems. And it's tricky because manipulation is definitely one of the textbook symptoms of certain things, I don't know. You need to restrain. I don't think he's probably dangerous. I could be like stupid. We'll find out. And again, I don't know what's like with me or what has happened in my past to make me feel like I don't want anybody to like treat him like a freak and a bad person. I just want people, when they address him in his chat, don't allow him to deflect. He's very good at deflecting. If he says, I don't talk about my relationship, say, have you ever kissed her? Have you ever done anything sexual with her? He'll say, I didn't talk about it. He will like twist and like do this whole thing. Apply that same idea with the other accusations. And don't get off of it. Don't get off of it. He needs to be accountable for what he says and his manipulative deflections. Who's that? You know what I mean? Like, he needs to be held accountable. That is the one thing I would ask. Not to bully him, not to be mean, but to keep asking him the question. It doesn't have to be about me. Just whatever, like say, how do you know? What is the proof? And don't let him do a magic trick of words on you. That's what I want the takeaway to be. And the second takeaway is, Zach, I know you're watching. I'm going to see tomorrow if you have the courage to say, okay, you know what? You're right. I did say we were in a relationship and implied it. And I shouldn't have. That's all. Then I would be, most likely I would be forgiving. Sorry, there's a lady that is doing some weird stuff over there. Don't do benefit the doubt. I can promise you, Zach hates me now, and if he didn't, he really does now, because he is clearly the trigger, the inner thing he had was to, like I've exposed this, like he didn't want to be embarrassed, and he doesn't want to be around me. I'm not. There's none of me and him. That's over. There never was. He was a friend. He was a new friend. It sucks that we can't all still be friends. Or I should speak to myself, but for myself, I can't trust that. I can't be his friend because I can't trust that if I stand next to him, he's going to go and tell people some weird shit. Like, like I stood next to him, and by the way that my body language was, it meant that like I was using parsing common usage words with my body language, and then trying to like, flirt with him with my left hand, and then I propositioned him over here. I can't trust that he's not gonna like. I'm always like, if he's ever comes to a protest, I'm gonna have to like look like this, like a statue. Like, I'm not going to allow him to, like, try to fuck me up with some dumb fucking shit. No way. So there's none of that. Don't worry. He's going to give you a... Yeah, what's up with that machete? I asked, like, my friend tonight. I'm like, a machete? And I did see that part. Because he said, I have a knife. And he's like, okay, I have a knife. And then the next cop came up and he's like, a knife in the front seat, but like a machete in the back. So, and I said, like in my head, machete is like like a crazy weapon. But then I started to Google machete. Like what do you use a machete for? Like what do you use a machete? Is it okay, to be fair, is it for like hiking or something? Like one of my friends says like you can cut like while you're going through like bushes and shit. I don't want to be getting that machete apology. Don't be giving me that special Jesus. That's yeah, and I'm really sorry that Jess and DOA and Streets were put on blast like that. That's not cool. You know, like it's so bizarre. It really is so bizarre. I find myself doing this a lot. I can't, if I live to be 2,000 years old, I won't be able to like wrap my head around some of these decisions from someone who says he's wickedly smart, like super, like beyond sharp as a whip. I don't understand this. If this was just for views, I guess that's the only thing that I guess would be smart. But who wants to like do that for views? I mean, protection because people are after him. A machete for people after him? Jesus Christ. Who the fuck's after him? Who the fuck is after him? You need a machete. Oh my God. Okay. I saw that. I saw that one. Is there more? Let me read the other one. He doesn't strike me as that kind of hiker. Okay. Let me see if I missed Jessica. I'm told to read her messages. I read that one. I unsubscribed the night he was spending for 5 hours in Denning. Yeah. Machete, what an actual fuck. I'm reading. I can't trust him. It's just not even. I'm scared that he's going to perceive. One thing is clear. The cops are back. One thing is clear. Oh, they're just parking there. I want to show you, but it will dox me. One thing is clear is that he has admitted to being okay with lying. He feels that that's okay or justified when he feels under attack. And I found that really interesting because that goes along a lot with certain pathological whatever image things. And if you have this mindset that you don't need to apologize and that it's totally okay to lie and say something that could be harassing, create a harassing environment to you and make accusations to you because you feel the pressure of people picking on you, it will continue over and over and over and over again. That I know. This cop is just like sitting here and now he's coming around this way. Let's see if he pulls up. I think he has a mom and I do think that he gets paranoid And the paranoia, brings up, it could be, you'll get hyperfixation, obsessive compulsiveness, low serotonin levels in his brain, maybe. He said he has depression. I only say that because I think that he has said that to, I don't think he's secretive about it. I believe I've heard him say that in a group of people. And depression goes along with anxiety. Anxiety also goes along with obsessiveness, dwelling, and I mean, I'm gonna admit to you, like, I got a lot of problems, but I can obsess on things and go over and over it. Probably doing it tonight. This is built up though. I can get like manic, hyper. I can, my mind can, you know, but you got to take accountability for lying and accusing people. All of this, I still am convinced by his actions and words and admissions that he lies and knows he's lying. So today, I mean, it's just all bizarre, but it's hard for me to get down with just thinking he's like in a psychosis. Like, here comes the cops. Let's see, what are they gonna do? This cop just keeps. This cop just keeps. I'm just showing you. I don't even care. He just keeps circling like a shark. Why is he doing this? I won't be here too much longer. So if somebody tries to swap me, then I won't be here. Unless, why is he here? He's been like coming in and out, and then like he goes one end to the next, and kind of looks around, then parks. I don't know if he's looking at this person who just pulled up. I don't know. Maybe he's chilling. That's weird. Okay. So it was it's Zach. It's Zach and the, what else? The FBI and this and that. I mean, didn't he say something? I don't know. I have to look at that again. Well, I really kept you guys out tonight. I did not expect to do this tonight. I made the decision I would, but not tonight. I was going to have it like well thought out, of course. But then, I don't know. I got mad. I got annoyed. I got annoyed at what I saw earlier with that shit. And I'm like, maybe this is just the right time. I don't know. I'm going to start reading you guys' stuff. Sources, he claimed. He had sources on Fig. It was, yeah, I don't understand. Like, why is he like, he says he's this ethical journalist, and then he makes accusations with little or no evidence. It's, oh, jeepers. I'm sorry. He had precisely the same symptoms. That's really interesting to me. Mental health is like really interesting to me because of my family members and I'm crazy. Just kidding. I'm not dangerous crazy, and I don't lie. Is to give me, we don't know what has caused. Oh, winged moonlight. I just want him to admit the truth, stop accusing people of shit. And if his mental health is going downhill, I hope he gets help. And if he got help and he admit to things, I think he would be embraced and maybe forgiven. I'm too nervous to even, after this email, like weird, I'm too nervous. I don't want to be around somebody that could like say, come up with things, and you know what I mean, like lie. But I would wish him the best, and I hope that he has a sincere good side, and I'm telling you that the jury's out a little bit with me. I'm gonna still say he does, but we'll see. We'll see if he has the courage to tell the truth on this, and we'll see where this goes. And if this is a mental health crisis that's getting worse and worse and worse, even though I know he's manipulative and I know he knows he's lying about things, but if there's also a mental health crisis, I really hope he gets help. I think about his mom. I think about his family. I don't want him there crying. I've seen him get unhinged and freaked out over little things and cry, and it's not, I don't want that. I don't want that. That's probably the reason why I took so much fucking shit. I don't want that. And I do believe he's sincerely suffering. But this is just not okay. It's not okay to lie on people. It's a greater narrative he's creating. I find this interesting. It's possible. Is that the um if you watch um hmm uh I think it is better for his mental health. Yeah, he should not be yeah, for sure he should not be around me. And I'm sure this stream is the helicopter's back circling. The helicopter and the cop went somewhere. We'll see what happens. Um we'll see, I'm sure like this stream is going to hurt him, and I went back and forth for quite a while because I didn't want to do that. But but then I see him being super manipulative, and I'm like, oh, he played me. And so, maybe he's going to. You thought he was going to jump off a cliff tonight? Oh my God. Well, then I didn't see that part. Then I shouldn't have come on here and done this. 'Cause I don't want to push him over. I, if he did something to himself, I would be mortified. And I know on a deeper level, his problems have nothing to do with me, and they were there before he ever met me. I mean, that's just the truth. And I know that he's bringing on shit on himself. I don't know if this is some weird form of self-destructive, elaborated, contrarian. I don't know what, but he's bringing it on himself, and I'm just like, if I stay silent, then other people won't have the knowledge, and then they will platform him, and then the other chats will continue to talk shit on me, and it's from a narrative that he has been doing up until like fucking a week ago. It's not okay. He needs to just apologize and stop the nonsense. That's all. It's very simple. And if he can't take accountability, I don't want to continuously hear him talk about people need to take accountability. People need to take accountability. People are going to learn. People need to take accountability for their actions. People shouldn't be harassing. I'm an ethical guy. You can't do that. I can't hear that continuously. That's why I'm here, driving me crazy. Yes, Scott H. Exactly. Exactly. There's some weird self destructive. Like, I wasn't going to say anything. Streets was like blowing up his channel. Like, Streets has done a lot to be where he's at now. You know what I mean? Like, he's been out there, I'm sure, alone before all of us came around for quite some time, you know, uh, doing a lot of shit to earn where he's at. And he was, you know, shouting him out and building up his channel. It's some self-destructive thing of why he just threw that away. It's like a pattern. I feel like if we had a doctor here, they would be like, "Oh, that's typical of this and this and this." I don't know. Right. YRB. That's very, very interesting. Now we're getting really interesting. Now we're into some shit that I'm really I love hearing. I love seeing these points of view. Um, well, I hope he's never has these thoughts for himself or us with the machete. I don't know. Um, uh, well, there was some mimicking. Um, Asher Jones. That's true. Um, Wait, be with Jessica, but he doesn't. Oh, her assertiveness. I should have been more assertive. I guess she was smarter than me. Um, but you know what I noticed? If Jessica's still in this, if she hasn't gone to sleep yet, torturing you guys, aren't I? I did notice something where, like, when he would mention why, like, when people would ask, like, are you with Jessica or whatever, he kind of did like the same thing, maybe a subtler version, but I picked up on it. He would say, Jessica's way younger than me. And then he would say, like, ethical or like appropriate relationships, people. And I was thinking, like, ew, that's so manipulative. I don't think was like, because I heard him say it several times. I'm like, as if that's the reason she's not with you. Like, you're, again, the hero, the ethical person. Oh, she's so much younger. Appropriate relationships. I don't go with people that are younger. It's like, it could never be that Jessica's not interested in him. It could never be that reason. He had to grab and reach for why, once again, he's the decision maker and he's this ethical guy. And I noticed that it's one of these manipulative things, because if I say it out loud, it'd be like, oh, Ever's reaching. He was just innocently saying that. But no, after I know the way he operates, and he said it several times, like it's just him trying to look like the man. Like, and it's annoying. It's annoying as fuck. Why don't you just say, no, we're friends? Why do you have to go in this backstory? Like, she's not 12. No one's buying that this is such an inappropriate thing. No one's buying that shit. She's not, like, she's clearly not interested. Period. And there's nothing humiliating about it. You guys are friends. You could have just stated it like that. It's just annoying. It's like, I don't know, Jess, if you're in here, if you noticed that, but that shit was annoying when I would see that. I'm like, she's not interested. Don't try to paint this as like people. Somebody just asked, like, are you with her or whatever? Like, the answer is just no, or just ignore it. Not, I only choose ethical relationships. Like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I know what he's doing with that. And yes, he doesn't want to. Clearly, that's a sensitive thing for him. He doesn't want to. Oh my God, Venmo. Holy shit. Wow. I can't believe it. Thank you guys. Oh my God. Norma, and there was somebody else. I had to flip it. Oh my God, I didn't even expect that. Thank you. Thank you guys. That's so sweet of you. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I did the AdSense thing, but it's like making me wait for approval. I don't know, but thank you. I didn't even expect. That's very sweet. I'm going to screenshot all those Venmos, and the next live I do, I'm going to give you guys shout outs, because I saw a few, but then it disappeared, and if I swipe, then all that shit, then I lose you. But I'm not going to keep you on too much longer. I can't even believe, I can't believe I rant that long. I rant this long. Let's see. No, I think assertiveness is a good, maybe that is a good word. I tried to talk to him off stream, but I was like really nice, and I avoided saying things. Yeah, I'm a news person in this situation, with like protesting. I'm meeting people that already have relationships with each other. I don't want to look like, oh, I'm just talking shit on streamers, or like, like I'm new in this environment. You know what I mean? So that plays a role in me not saying things that could be perceived wrong because I haven't built a relationship and a trust. This helicopter keeps circling. That's weird. I thought it was me one and done, but where are you? Where are you? Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. I don't think I would ever get swatted because I feel like I'm always too small of a person to get swatted. But after today, you never know, you know. And after what I'm talking about, you never know. Certain person's pissed off. Oh my God, I got another. Wait. Oh my God, another Venmo. I will screenshot all of it. It didn't show me the person's name though. Um, emails. Send the email regarding this. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to have this link regarding this, which is like, I don't know. I don't know why I found that funny. Regarding this. Oh, it is? Happy birthday, Jessica. I feel that's not true, but if it is, I owe you a drink. And boy, you're going to need one. Because this shit ain't going to stop. Let me, one thing I've learned is like, he dies down and then it's not going to stop. Like, I'm sure he's going to fire back. But he's just going to tell you everything that or maybe he'll come up with more. Maybe he, I already told you all this strange shit that I propositioned him. I can't even believe those thoughts came to his hand and he actually, like, people ask me, is he on drugs? And I said, I don't know. But in those moments, like, how did he even type that? And he didn't have the courage to finish the sentence. You propositioned me, but then he was like scared because he knew that he was throwing something out like it's bullshit. Woo! 80th birthday. Wow. She looks great for 80. All his lives are gone. I already said to my friend earlier, I said he's gonna private all his lives. He does that every time he has an argument. But I already got because yesterday when I decided to talk about this, I knew that I was going to collect all the times, which I couldn't because he did private most of them before a while ago, the ones where he really said it a lot, but I got enough and I was going to just compile them. And, but then I'm like, I ain't going to spend that much time on it. Scottish. Let's see what Scott said. Oh shit. This is funny. Drugs, I don't know. I don't know which one's salty. Happy birthday, Jess. Oh, let's rate it. Yeah, rate it. That's a lot of birthdays. That's how you're supposed to live, right? There is a good book called Men Who Hate Women and the Women Who Love Them by Suzanne Ford. It's all about what you are going through. You know what's funny? Whoa, Jen. Oh my God, Jen Ben. You know what's funny is that you remind me during this conversation with him. Oh my gosh, because there was so much and I can't remember it, but you remind me. He did say, he's like, I like women. I'm just like, I can't remember how he phrased it. He's like, I respect women. I'm a good guy. And he's like, but I have to admit that I hate women right now. Like he said something like that. You just reminded me about that. And I remember saying that to calm him down. I'm like, yeah, I hate women too. Yeah. Anyways, can you stop implying that you just reminded me of that. And yeah, my friend made some comments of like, he has problems with women. I don't know. Everyone of his. Oh, Jessica, yes. I knew he would privatize them too. So I got him, but you know what's interesting? Did you do the YouTube premium? Because it doesn't show the chat. Not that we need the chat, but getting his videos, I didn't get it with the chat. I don't know. Just thought it was interesting. I didn't know that would happen. Um, let's see. I'm gonna read that, Chin Ben. Yeah, I got his videos. I mean, I didn't get, you know, the ones he privated like 3 or 4 weeks ago when we had our first conversation, or 2 weeks ago. He might have, I can't remember. Oh my God. I think it's, yeah, the first conversation. If you have those, Jess, that's awesome. But I got like the ones that he had lately. Oh, okay. So you didn't get the chat too. I thought, did I do something wrong? Or is there a trick to this? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He was like, I like women. Breathing is optional. It's stupid. That's funny. Um, well, that was pretty much it. I appreciate all your guys' support, and really, like, really the question is for me is like, when do you say things? When do you speak up and like put attention on something? Because sometimes it's really not good to like put attention on certain things. It just feeds the fire, you know? Like, when's the line where you go, okay, I'm gonna have to risk looking like a shit talker. I'm gonna have to risk like this uncomfortableness, you know, people looking at me suspicious, maybe like, is she telling the truth? Like, he told on himself so much, which was a gift that I guess gave and gave and gave, because I was like, oh wow. Like, in the beginning I thought, you know, no one's gonna like believe me, but then he started quickly telling himself. But like, when do you speak up about this kind of shit, you know? And at the risk of looking like an asshole, like a shit talker or drama stir, like, I don't know, or bully or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But I think I had to. Don't hold back. Okay. Oh, really, Jay Wood? Okay. I don't know if I'll get shit for this, but about Jay Wood, you know, in the very, very beginning, I thought maybe a little bit on the spectrum, which I've been accused of, I mean, accused or been, so like my own nieces said, are you on the spectrum? And there's nothing wrong with that. Most brilliant people, you know, in the world have been on the spectrum. I did because of the lack of social cues, you know, but he also is very social because he's coming out there alone. So I'm not a doctor, but I didn't, you know, and then and it's crazy because I thought, am I the only one that notices this? This was like the first week, but but very high functioning, and I didn't see it as a hindrance. You know, like I saw it. You know, they say Chris Rock is on the spectrum, so there's nothing insulting about it. But I did notice, but I don't know. But even if he is, I don't think that that's the reason why he's making accusations today about them, accusing them of swatting them. You know what I mean? I think that comes from something else. Oh, thank you, Jay Wood. Thank you. Thank you guys for your support. Well, come tomorrow might be like, you should have never said this on stream, from people, you're a bully, you talked about MH, you talked about this or that. Maybe I shouldn't have said certain things. It's hard for me to like censor once I get going. Good night, good SP. Thank you. I remember, Good SP, you told me that you heard a crazy conversation that my name got brought up in. I can't even believe I just remember that right now. Remember when you told me that, like in the chat a couple weeks ago? But then you're like, but don't worry, you did nothing wrong. I still want to hear what that conversation is. But have a good night, sleep. Thank you for staying up with me. And yeah, the takeaway is nobody, like, please, nobody bully him. I feel like he's going to be back. I feel like he's going to stream again, as he has the right to. And I hope that he does. And, you know, this situation, new situation, the accusations with that, I mean, that's, you know, it's like we laugh about it, but that's kind of fucked up. Like, it's like, it's still serious. You can't accuse, you can't make those accusations. And I will now put my shit aside and let's, you know, I guess figure that out if we have to or whatever. But my shit's done until he addresses me back. And don't email me dumb shit, Zach, because I'll just read it. Because I take it as like some weird, almost like manipulative way to like throw things out at me, like, oh, this is what I'll tell them if you don't stop talking about me. That's how he took it. Anyways, but yeah, you don't guys have to bully him, or I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I want him to get help, and I definitely want him to be accountable for making false fucking accusations today and to me, about me, you know, like, just have the courage to like apologize, you know. And we'll see. The ball's in his motherfucking court. I have very little hope and expectations. Well, thank you, Dr. Mark. Oh, Dr. Mark. Well, thank you. Well, I need a doctor. We'll see tomorrow when everybody like maybe thinks that I shouldn't have said this or that, or I don't know, but I don't know. I'm. Oh yeah. Yeah, Chris, why don't you come over and record a few songs? I work in a recording studio. I hear like, I heard a little bit of your singing, and everybody says that you were like, you know, like the male Celine Dion. Thank you, Shell. Yeah. I thought I was going to be done with this last week, but he had to send me that email, and then I had to get harassed by a chat, and then, yeah, other things. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Winged Moonlight. You're watching, please rewatch. Yeah, don't respond. Yeah. If you're going to email me, sleep on that shit. Don't respond. Exactly. Don't respond right away. Good night, Tina. You be safe. Well, thank you, Jen, Ben. Thank you, guys. I don't want to be a person that's going to fuck somebody up, you know, but I mean, shit, how much, what he's doing is saying crazy shit. Don't self, just being cared about. Winged Moonlight, you run deep. That's some deep. Thank you, Winged Moonlight. That's very insightful. Only a voice a mother could love. Uh-oh, where's Chris at? Chris, we're going to record you. You're going to show him you got that male Celine Dion voice. Well, thanks, nothing but love. Thank you. Thank you. the thought of him being like really like depressed or what it's still kind of oddly like makes me feel bad. I don't want to be the person to do that, but then I think how manipulative and calculated and strategic he is, even though these are really bad moves, and that's the puzzling part, but he's still doing it, and I feel like you have to call it out. Everything's great night. Oh, winged moonlight. Just think, wow. Yes, you have a good night too, and thank you for hanging out and being so kind. Um, be you, boo. Thank you, squirrel. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You did the right thing. Thank you. They have to burn out the bridges and build new ones by moving on to different set of people to manipulate. That's very insightful, YRB. It's like, I literally, I don't know, I find it fascinating to kind of try to figure these things out. And there is like something where people have to burn bridges. It's like a part of a certain, I don't know, like, I'm not going to say it's like a contrarian, but because contrarians are very annoying, and they do burn bridges. But I don't know, it's something else. But I'm going to think about what you said. Lauren, you are doing it. Oh, thank you. And Grace. Uh, thank you, Lorraine. Well, I don't want anybody to, I don't know. I guess I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like guilty. I know if somebody was doing a stream on me all night, but then again, look what he did today. He just like, uh, he's just, he just needs to just apologize. I think people are forgiving. I think people want to see the good in him. Even Streets today was like he feels bad for him. Like we get mad, we're on stream, I say things, but like even today he was saying that. Even DOA in his anger was like, I wish Zach well. It's like we're all willing, we're all like confused, and we it's this weird thing, and I know you guys feel it, even though I can't articulate it. It's like this weird thing, where you're like, we've seen his good side, but then he does all this other shit. Is he a sociopath? Is he playing all of us? No, I never thought so until like maybe starting yesterday. I was pissed off. But I think if he just apologizes and just takes accountability, but this is very difficult for people that are in the grips of certain things, that I cannot diagnose. Um, he fucked himself up. I can't protect him. I'm not going to keep protecting him while chats are talking about this and that about me. And he's like, you didn't defend me. You didn't defend me when I lied on you. What kind of shit is that? Um, yeah, winged moonlight. Yep, bridges. Yeah, I'm avoiding future contact. I would like him just to say like sorry and stop accusing shit like today and like all the shit he accused me of. But I have very little hopes for this. But I guess I just want to make a point that if he did, I think people are like forgiving. Um, maybe auto tune. Frankie goes to Hollywood. Okay, is that Chris's go-to song? Or Frankie goes, okay. All right, where's Chris at? I have a recording studio and a good mic. You can bring over an instrumental. You can freestyle. You can do a cappella. We'll show them, Chris. We'll show everybody your 5 octave range. Wow, Winged Moonlight is like a serious, insightful poet, psychoanalyzing brilliantly. Yeah, you run deep. Thank you, Jeepers. I really thought I was going to be done, and I did. If you compare the one time I mentioned this on my stream and you compare it to this one, you'll see that I left out a lot of things. But he done emailed me this shit, and then I have to watch him talk about honesty and ethics on a daily, tricking people, and that, yeah, that I just couldn't sit with that. Chris and Jacob together sing a duet. Yes, yes. Jacob can throw down some raps. He literally at Mindy's barbecue. You know, the place I propositions that that never happened. That it said it happened. That will kill me. Jacob like went into a gangster rap. It was awesome. Burn with 3 bridges. Oh wow. Drifter, Drifter, Shelly. It's funny because I will be like go back and forth, and my friends will be like, will hit me hard with something like that. They'll be like, "Stop it! He's this or he's that. Like, stop it." It's funny. You reminded me. Like my friends will just say like straight like this. This is their feelings. Not all of them, but some of them be like, "No." Um, thank you, Jeepers. I think I know what it's like to be picked on, and um, like, and so it's hard for me to be that person that might create a space, but it's like, yeah, silence is not good in this situation. I think with you guys, he will come back a. Wait, I don't understand it. O3onics. I'm probably just an idiot who doesn't understand that. Yeah, quit second guessing the situation. Okay, I won't. But watch the reaction some people will give me tomorrow. Interesting. Don't make bad moves to make a better life. Yeah, it seems like Zach is making like when you make a move, you want to evaluate risk to reward. And the risk is to reward factor is so baffling off. Like, it's like, what does he gain versus what he loses with these dumb decisions? And why he's such a smart guy? Everybody says he's smart. He says he's smart. He says that to everybody how smart he is. Would make these decisions unless it's just for views. Now, if it's just for views, okay. We'll see if his channel comes back on, and I don't know. I don't know who. That's a lot to do just for views, but weird. That he learns not to do it. The next encounter, you would hope. You would hope. People, he will not. Yes. As he would see that as a humiliation. We would hope. But I have little hope for certain reasons, but we would hope. Please don't respond back. I won't. I know it will be used against me. If I look at him a certain way, it's used against me. Yeah. No, and I never responded to these emails. I just was pissed off about it. You know. I did? I don't know. I hope oh, thanks. I don't know. Zach, we love it. Well, that's good. That's I like that response. Winged Moonlight. It's like all of Zach's. Yeah, I knew he'd remove it. Jessica knew he would remove it. But he does remove things and then he puts them back. He's gone through this before. Um, he might be a little more careful because of the accusations he made tonight. you know, uh, yes, that's true. Um, yes, he, this shit be wild, y'all. That's right, Jay Wood. Now, after my shit, let's see what happens when if he addresses what he claimed tonight. This shit be real wild. I just thought I just had a beef with Scientology. I just thought I was gonna come out and protest against Scientology. Oh, where did this shit? Well said. That's all you gotta say. This shit be wild. Usually does this. I did. Whoa, Winged Moonlight is going deep. Damn. Manipulative. Yeah, manipulated. Yep. That's one thing. That's 100% I'm convinced of by his words and actions and omissions that he's manipulated. He thinks he's being manipulative, but it's so stupid. Oh, yeah. Only. That's true. No, you're right, Jen Ben. That's right. He needs to he needs to stop with he needs to stop accusing people of things without any evidence or proof. I mean, supposed to aren't journalists held to a higher standard when it comes to that shit? You know, I hope she. Oh Jesus, Jay Wood. Oh, well, I hope so too. I hope I don't end up there. Um, exactly, Shell. Exactly. That's why I have very little hope. But we'll see. Oh, thank you, Bucky. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't 370 for two. Oh wow, thank you. Chris has range, but he needs to become more pitch aware. Chris, where you at? You fall asleep? Can we put him on this right now? How do I share the screen so he can come on and give you a good night's sleep song? People are just going to bed. You just woke up? Oh my gosh. I don't even know what time it is. I know it's like super late. Wow. Damn. I'll never get to the covering up. I'll never get to... Damn. You guys have some insightful, deep You guys have really deep comments. Do these comments, does this deep outlook only come out late at night after chilling with a drink? You guys, some of these comments are real deep. I love it. I'm learning. A rebirth of which he's waited for since the moment he got traumatized. Okay, Wing, I'm going to have to call you one day like a poet. We can be. Wow, Jen Ben. She's a poet too. That's right. Next call. Hope he doesn't know where you live, Caps. No, he don't. Well, I mean, not that I'm aware of. Zach needs to stay off social media. I think he's gonna be back. You know what I mean? I don't think that social media is a good place for him. It's hard. It's hard getting, yeah, he gets trolls, I get trolls. It's hard. But and it takes like, it's hard for anybody, the strongest people. I don't care who you are. If you tell me it never bothers you, it can bother you. But with Zach, I don't think this is like a good idea for him. He gets really bothered. Oh yes, winged moonlight. Thank you. Yes. It's like I'm reading like the most deep, like spiritual message, and then afterwards, it's so funny. Zach for sure will be lurking and hanging out in the distance, trying. That stuff that like my friends will be like, "This is the true shit," and to get to it. But it's both true. The deep messages and Mike, this message. He's doing journalism. If he's fixated on some idea, you're right. He will. He will do that, Mike. I agree with that. I do. I think so. That's true, Becky. He does need time away. Yeah, you're right. Asha was right. CDT. Wait, who's that? What's CDT? I forgot. Good night, Brenda. I'm going to let you guys go to sleep. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will, I don't know if I should private this or not, but a lot of people saw it already. I appreciate all of your nice, supportive comments. Thank you for chilling. Um, let's see. Thank you. A shout out to my mods. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You don't get paid to do this. I don't know why. Like I always say that I don't know why. Whatever I could do. If there's ever time you want me to help you with something where I can, you want to come on the channel, talk. I know you guys, the mods are like, we ain't stupid. We're not fucking coming on. We're not stupid. We're not gonna come on here and show our faces. We're not that crazy. But if you ever do, is there anything I could do for you? You let me know. Oh, that's interesting, Mike. Arlene, thank you so much. Oh, you're gonna raid? Yeah, go raid. Yeah, raid. Is Jace awake? Let's see. I don't need to private. Okay. Um. Yes. Aline, Lorraine, Ganja Girl, Underjolt. Thank you, J King. Perfect for Chris. Okay. I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna ask Chris next time I see him. Goes all night while he sleeps. Okay, I'm go raid him. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you, Winged Moonlight. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you. I appreciate all you. Thank you. Thank you, Ganja Girl. Good night.